Hello everyone and welcome. I hope you're all doing well, and here we are with another week of our 2v2 tournament series. So we have 4 teams today. We have some returning players from the previous weeks, but in the first match, we're going to be having the Rightful Kings, which is going to be Rightist and King of the Dead facing off against the Extreme Meme team you guys did see last week. On top of that, we do have the Heirs of Carthage, so they're going to be representing the Discord channel of Heir of Carthage, and then we do also have Team Taco Lizard. So Taco Lizard, a little bit different than last week. We actually have Reptile King and, let me go ahead and pull up all the teams here real quick. King and Flying Taco. So it should be a good time. So thank you guys so much for joining. Hopefully you guys are ready to party. And it looks like the players are ready in our first round here. So we're going to jump right in. We have Rightful Kings, who's going to be Rightist and King of the Dead, facing off against Professor Pipes and Black Phillip of the Extreme Meme team. Definitely going to be quite a bit of fun. As far as the matchup goes, it looks like we do have the High Elves and Warriors of Chaos facing off against the Dark Elves and the Empire. So definitely not the most thematic, alliances, right? But, it's interesting. I mean, Chaos with healing, I have a feeling we're going to see like Hilariel from, the High Elves here. She's going to be healing up, all kinds of big scary monsters and stuff. And let me make sure Wookiee's here. Yes, Wookiee, rise. Rise, creature. Start when ready. It's go time. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, there's a face cam today. Yeah, we're just showing you guys the brackets before we get rolling. And again, these initial rounds are going to be a best of 3, and today is a 2v2 team format, but it's a little bit different. So typically, if you go play 2v2 in like a custom lobby or something like that, each player is going to have basically full fun. So they're going to have 12,400, which is the standard for ladder. But in this tournament, we actually have, it's kind of like a bit of a sub-commanders format in which each player has 6,200, so half of the total that they would normally have access to. So it kind of makes players fit respective roles, and it's definitely pretty fun. Like, for example, the High Elves might just bring archers, Chaos might just bring infantry. It really lets the unique aspects of different factions shine. And yeah, I think it's a little bit easier to manage in terms of like casting and seeing what's going on, because sometimes 2v2s can just be anarchy. It's like, it's really tough to tell what's going on a lot of the time. So yeah, Rightist and King of the Dead are going to be the Rightful Kings. And then we got the Extreme Meme team over here with Professor Pipes and Phillip, who you guys saw last week. We're going to see the last week's winners were Romulan Dov. So it was Romulan Dog and Dov play. So they're not playing this week, but we'll probably see them back in future weeks. Gobbo King is not playing in today's. I actually was talking to him about playing in one of these, so maybe he will in the next few weeks. We'll see. Yesterday's tournament, you're gonna have to wait and see. I'm going to be posting the results. Yeah, in the next few days for the tabletop tournament I played in. So Lore Master of Sotek hosts tabletop tournaments on his channel, and I love playing in them because it's just 3 best of 1s. I mean, that's it, right? You lose, you're eliminated, whatever, you're done, you win. Like, it's only 3 games. So the first one I played in, you guys saw that in the channel. I played Vampire Coast and actually won the tournament. This one I played Bretonia. So you guys will be seeing the results of that. You can go watch it on his channel, but I'll be doing like a breakdown and talking about it and everything. So, oh yes, I live in California. Yes, yes. Philip looks like he's making some last minute adjustments. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these armies. Is it going to let me? For some reason it doesn't, which is a shame. We're going to be on Altdorf Outskirts, one of the best multiplayer maps. It's really fun for 2v2 because you can get really crazy vanguards like in the forest, kind of shrouded areas by the edge of the city, which I think is great. Empire is a hard faction to play, I think. I really do. I think Empire is a very touchy one. But, once you get a little bit more used to the game, and they're not like a faction you can pick up and just be like, oh, that felt good, that felt easy, right? Like, you really need to, like, know the applications of all the different units and, like, the matchup specifics and all that, so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were fun, Alex, for sure. I live in California, West Coast. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, High Elves, I feel like we're going to see the High Elves healing the Warriors of Chaos, because, like, I think characters like Kolek and Dragon Ogres and Shaggoths in general are so damn powerful, and one of the biggest issues with them, obviously, is they get focused down, and when Chaos gets poked, they typically can't heal, right? But if you have Hilariel the Everqueen healing, a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth or Kolek, that is going to be crazy value. So I think we're going to see something like that. Maybe see a bunch of like skirmish from the High Elves, maybe like Reavers, things like that. Who knows? Got to be fun. Yes, just time. Yeah, I mean, I like cheese on my hamburgers, but the issue being is that cheese gives me a little bit of a stuffy nose, so I try to avoid it. I don't know why. I'm not like lactose intolerant. It's just a weird thing. I digress. I don't really know. I don't travel around much. I don't know what the gas prices are here in California. I'm a homebody. Everywhere we go is like 5 blocks. Yeah, so a 2v2 Half Funds tabletop tournament, well, that would be interesting. You could have like 8 teams. If I were to do a 2v2 tabletop tournament with 8 teams, would have to be 8 teams, right? Because it would be best of 1, so the games would be pretty quick. So you'd want to get at least 2 hours out of it, and to do that, you'd probably need like 8 teams, which is a little bit tricky to organize. But like this is like the nice sweet spot for like making sure everyone shows up. It's easy in terms of like organizing. Yeah. So here we are, Altdorf Outskirts. I sang that fast like 10 times. It is time. Oh, look, Job Plays, the returning champion from last week, is here. Just time. Yeah, but we'll be doing tabletop tournaments here on this channel eventually. But for now, I'm enjoying playing in Sotex. So he's done a great job with those. They're a lot of fun. Played Bretonia yesterday. It was a tough one. Some factions are like, yeah, Bretonia is one of those ones that you need to make sure you have like the right kind of knights to deal with your opponent. So it's a little bit tricky for like an all-comers list. But anyways. Here we are. So let's take a look at the forces of the rightful kings. So they're going to have the Warriors of Chaos teaming up with the High Elves. And for Chaos here in the front line, it looks like, oh, we got to get rid of Wookiee. Wookiee's just blocking everything. I think I'm just going to leave it down. And for the forces of Chaos, it looks like in the front line, we have Chaos Marauders. There's also going to be the Summoners of Rage. Summoners of Rage, a great anti-large option. So, I mean, Chaos pretty much handling the chaff. Marauders are honestly not bad. I mean, they can hang with Dark Elf and State Troops. I mean, yeah, Dark Elf, like Sisters and Witch Elves will beat them down pretty badly, but they can still hang and give it back to State Troops and Dark Elf Troops. Typically Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, that type of stuff. So I like that quite a bit. On top of that, the High Elves are going to be bolstering the back line with the Phoenix Guard. So very, very elite back line here. Quite eager to see how they do. As far as targets goes, there are a lot of like good large targets for them. I mean, yeah, there's some Cav. Looks like up in the skies we have a Karl Franz. So yeah, they're going to be okay. He does also have the Summoners of Rage in the back and Kolek. So just like we suspected, there's going to be the combination of Alariel, the Pigeon Queen, and she's going to be dropping some heavy metal heals on Kolek. I mean, he has 6,400 HP, so that's going to be some big, big healing. So yeah, it's pretty strong little synergy here. There's also going to be a Firecaster from the Warriors of Chaos, and all he has is Fireballs. He's just going to be shooting downtown and trying to pick things off. On top of that, the High Elves of the Rightful Kings do also have some Reaver Archers, and in the deep Vanguard, they have Illyrian Reavers? Illyrian Reavers, that's another one. Or maybe it's just when I wake up that I have trouble like enunciating things. But the Illyrian Reavers here in the back, definitely going to be pretty good. And for the forces of the Extreme Meme Team, and remember, this is a best of 3, so regardless of how this game goes, there will be another one after this. There's Spearmen here in the front line, State Troops, Sigmar Sons. So yeah, the Empire just bringing a ton of chaff, basically, which isn't a bad idea. I mean, State Troops are dirt cheap, and the Spears are always effective. On top of that, he does have Karl Franz up in the sky, so he has Galmaraz, so he's going to be coming in with some steel chairs for sure, trying to goon out enemy lords. In the secondary line, we do have Witch Elves. Is there more Witch Elves? It looks like it's just the one group of Witch Elves. There's also going to be Cold One Knights, and Cold One Knights. So basically, the Dark Elves are going to be handling the mobility, and also do have some battlefield control with the Witch Elves here. And let's see, what Lizard Wizard. We do have a Jade Wizard, which is going to be really effective. Healing Dark Elves, so obviously these heavy cav is going to be very important. And who is the Dark Elf Lord? Where's the Dark Elf Lord? Up in the skies. Ooh, we got Big Mama Marathi. So it looks like it's a date night, guys. We got Marathi and Karl Franz going out in the town, and hopefully they'll have some fun. So, start anytime. No need to wait once in game. So what do you guys think? You guys think it's going to be the Extreme Meme Team over here, who's going to be the forces of the Dark Elves in the Empire, or is it going to be the unusual alliance between the Ever Queen and the Ancient One himself, Kolek Suneater? I think it's going to be fun. There's always lore shenanigans. Someday we'll do like a lore-friendly 2v2 tournament. I think that would be pretty fun, like where they can only play like factions that would be allied in the lore. I think that'd be really cool. Like the build I really wanted to do in this 2v2 tournament, I wanted to play like dwarves and play them with like Empire and just have like a dwarven cannon line with dwarf warriors in the front and just have like Empire like Demogryph Knights on the flanks, and I feel like that'd be really fun. But yeah, here come the Warriors of Chaos and the High Elves. The Phoenix Guard are going to be tough to kill. I mean, as far as what they have here, I mean, the Empire has no AP in the infantry game. It's all Spearmen, right? Karl Franz is going to have to cycle charge them. Marathi's going to have to use your magic, because aside from that, their only AP are really the Cold One Knights, which, I mean, they're going to be good against Kolek, but against 2 Phoenix Guard, that's going to be a really tough proposition for this army to kill. I mean, those Phoenix Guard will hold all day and just grind these guys out. So there's some give and take, but again, really good magic use from Marathi could do some work, and if Karl Franz is able to get some, rear charges on them while they're fighting other things, that could be quite powerful. So Karl's going to be flying ahead, kind of scouting the terrain, seeing what's going on for this foul alliance between the Warriors of Chaos and the High Elves, although it's pretty much as foul as Dark Elves and Empire. So these spearmen are going to be bolstering up, and they're not spearmen with shields. It looks like all of them are actually just standard spearmen. So he's just going as cheap and as wide as possible, which really isn't a bad idea. The spearmen, regardless of not having shields, they can take the arrows. They only cost like 300 gold, so it's not a big deal. But the Warriors of Chaos and the High Elves are going to be keeping a bit of a higher and tighter formation. Fireball going down, but Marathi's got the moves like Jagger. She's able to dodge that fireball like it's nobody's business. Of course, on her mount, Sulafet, she's very, very quick. And it looks like both players just kind of having a bit of a standoff right now. The Sigmar Sons are going to be marching up the hill. Karl Franz looking for targets. Oh, and it looks like there's going to be some witchcraft going down here. So Marathi may be casting a Soul Stealer, and you can see both players immediately scatter their forces. But the Soul Stealer does hit Kolek. It hits the Phoenix Guard here, and it also hits some of these guys in the back, which is going to be pretty good. Yeah, that was not a bad Soul Stealer at all. So a decent little cast there from Marathi out of the gates, but nothing like terribly devastating. I mean, one of the main things about Soul Stealers, it does heal you, but I can see the appeal of going for it when there's AoE. But really, I don't think that was worth the Winds of Magic because the heal from, Alarielle, she does have Earthblood as well as the Star and everything, so she can heal that pretty easily. So it looks like there's going to be another fireball going down, trying to poke up Karl Franz up in the sky, but he's able to dodge it. Karl is very, very swift on his mount as well. And yeah, looks like both players just kind of prodding each other out. So the Phoenix Guard of the High Elves have been moved up to intercept the main line of the Empire, and it looks like the Wand of Caridon is going to be going down from Marathi. So it's kind of like a Doombolt type spell, and he's also on foot, so, I mean, yeah, they might want to engage. The Rightful King's taking a little bit of a pounding here out of the gates with the magic. Nonetheless, I think they're doing okay. Sorry, let me turn the speakers down here. Right. So the Marauders are forming a bit of a defensive box, actually, and it looks like they're playing very, very cautiously. Over here, they're able to catch some spearmen. So Kolek and Marauders go over there, and obviously Kolek, after they take a little bit of damage, is going to be able to terror out them. Another fireball is going down, trying to hit Marathi again. Oh, but she's not paying attention, and it looks like it might have clipped her. It did a little bit of HP damage, but nothing terribly devastating. So the reason why the Empire and the Extreme Meme Team is being so patient with their main force here is it looks like they're trying to get a massive rear charge with the Cold One Knights. Although I don't know how well that's going to go, because I feel like Rightist and King of the Dead can simply just rotate their halberds and screen them out very effectively. So here we have a bit of a fight. Karl looks like he's going to dive in, maybe try and butter some bread a little bit, but he gets in a very, very bad situation. Suddenly the Summoners of Rage and these Reaver Archers and the Everqueen, as well as Kolek, are all coming in to dogpile Karl Franz. He had some spears kind of helping him, but they just get terror routed like instantly, right? And this is a really, really rough start for the Extreme Meme Team. So Karl Franz did pop Galmaraz. He was coming in to try and goon Alarielle, I believe. But it looks like he's going to be running right now and getting back to the cover of his troops. And another fireball coming in, and it does clip Franz. Actually hits him in the back. A regrowth has gone down, so it mitigated a lot of that damage. But so far, he's taken a pretty big pounding on the infantry department. I mean, these spearmen pretty much offline, and I think he lost another group earlier. But anyways, armies are going to be colliding now. You can see the state troops and the Dark Elves are all going to be pushing in, and there's going to be a pretty big battle here in the middle. Alarielle and the Warriors of Chaos do also, they got rear charged by the Cold One Knights. So the Cold One Knights, yeah, they rear charged. I mean, it looked pretty on paper, but then the Heart of Averlorn's going down, and they just rampaged into the back of these Phoenix Guards. So this rear charge is just really not effective here from the Extreme Meme Team right now. They're going to get a decent charge on these Warriors of Chaos, and this is going to be a little bit better. Honestly, the Cav probably should have just been like cycle charging these Chaos Warriors and just routing them, but this big battle here is looking pretty grim. I mean, Karl Franz pulled back. He's probably going to be trying to do some fighting over here. He does have the support of some of his state troops, but Summoners of Rage plus Kolek are simply just going to pound town these Cold One Knights. That's going to be a little bit tough. Anyways, the High Elves and the Warriors of Chaos definitely doing pretty well in this blob fight. The Heart of Averlorn just really lends itself to that style of play. The Witch Elves are even being beaten down by Marauders, which is never a good situation. And the Phoenix Guard are just in such good shape. Summoner's Rage summoning a Chain Lightning that's going to be going down the ranks of the Spearmen and some of these other troops. Up in the skies, the Pigeon Queen is going to be flying overhead. And it looks like the Chaos, Summoners of Rage, Kolek, and all these guys are going to be regrouping a little bit, but it's looking pretty even so far. I mean, some initial tough losses here for the Extreme Meme Team. They lost, some Cold One Knights, they had some rampaging there, a fireball going out from Marathi and missing. Nonetheless, it's still a relatively even game. Karl Franz is healthy, and it looks like he's going to be coming in with the steel chair. So Karl Franz dives in, trying to snipe that Chaos Sorcerer, but that's a bold strategy, Cotton. I mean, there's Phoenix Guard here, there's the Summoners of Rage, Kolek's like very, very close by, and he's able to just rush in and fend off Karl Franz there. But nonetheless, it did occupy the attention of this entire force, and maybe there's, a chance that the Empire could serve as a bit of a Vermintide, right? Or a Vermantide. They could push in, they just have numbers, and maybe they could grind these guys out, but the Phoenix Guard are pretty much unharmed over here. And let's see, there's one Phoenix Guard right here, and the other one is, pretty much perfect health. And those guys are going to be so tough to kill. So Karl Franz is going to be going after Alarielle, which I think should have been something they did earlier. Oh, look at this. Marathi and Karl are going after Alarielle, so maybe Marathi's a little bit jealous about their past relationships here, but she's going to be going in, trying to goon her out, and the Pigeon Queen does land for a second. That's actually a really good idea. I definitely think that the Rightful Kings, or Rightist, who's going to be playing the High Elves here, should probably land, like, and attack these Spearmen or something. And then, or no, yeah, the Empire Spearman. And from there, Kolek could be able to help him out. But Marathi's able to kind of stabilize over here in the distance. Looks like she's going to be casting a Soul Stealer here, which does hit Kolek, but it's counteracted by an Earthblood. Karl Franz is going in. He's going in big and trying to attack Kolek, which, you know, with Galmaraz, and it looks like Galmaraz is up, he can do some serious damage. You can see Alarielle's getting in there. Marathi's getting in there. So, man, this is just going to be a brutal 2v2 here. Now, Marathi does have some really nice effects to lower combat stats. She's going to be lowering the melee attack of Kolek and the Pigeon Queen here, but Summoners of Rage piling in. You can also see that the Reaver Archers are coming in, so there's going to be a big mass advantage here for the rightful kings. There's also some state troops back here, some spearmen. But you can see the Emperor Karl Franz not getting the best of this trade. Kolek, obviously an ancient warrior here with the Shield of Thorns. Oh man, and that nasty Star of Averlorn going down. That is so damn good with the Warriors of Chaos. I mean, you know, this very heavy, stalwart, monstrous faction that normally one of their big weaknesses is they have no healing. So being able to heal them is just so strong. Karl Franz swooping back and around. Looks like he's going to be trying to cycle charge a little bit. Empire State troops are piling in. It's definitely a massive dog pile. And if you look at the battle objectively, there really isn't much left. I guess there's two groups of Phoenix Guard. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, 65 here, and this one's like pretty much full health at 66 models. And like, you know, are they shaken? No, they're eager. Okay, I was going to say. But, you know, the state troops are doing a pretty good job. Big Mama Marathi's in there, giving that big AoE debuff here. And the Empire and the Dark Elves, just a bit of a reminder, because it can be tough to remember who's who, but the Empire and the Dark Elves are a team, and for anyone joining, the Warriors of Chaos and the High Elves are a team. So, right here, the Pigeon Queen's going to be flying around in the skies, and it looks like Kolek is just kind of manhandling this fight. He's just kind of sitting in the pocket with the support of the Phoenix Guard, and really, these Phoenix Guard are just unmoving. I mean, the Empire State troops and the Dark Elf Infantry, just like one group of Witch Elves, they have nothing to really get through this heavy infantry here. So the Phoenix Guard, I initially thought it would be a little bit of a lackluster pick, but man, they're doing very, very well here for the rightful kings, which is Rightest and King of the Dead. So it looks like the Warriors of Chaos and the High Elves are slowly grinding this fight out. The Empire State troops are getting their little pokes in there here and there, but really I don't think that Karl Franz and Marathi are healthy enough to deal with Kolek. And the Pigeon Queen is a little bit faster on her mount. She has 110 compared to 90, and it looks like Sulafet has 105. So no one can catch the Everqueen, which is pretty cool, right? Because then you don't have to really respect the air game. You can simply just fly in circles and you know, cast your healing, and it's going to be pretty effective. So I think the combination of Alarielle plus Kolek is very, very powerful. So big old fireball going down here from the Chaos Sorcerer with the Lore of Fire, trying to hit Marathi, but she's able to dodge that. And yeah, this is looking tough. I think that the Extreme Meme team's in a little bit of trouble, which is the Empire and Dark Elves. So Kolek's able to come in there, just butcher a couple of the Spearmen and chase off Karl Franz. And Franz is pretty good against Kolek, but those Heart of Averlorns have just been so good. They've been able to heal up Kolek to full health. Like he got down to like 60% at one point, and he just healed up. Over here, there's going to be a Jade Wizard for the Extreme Meme team, kind of fighting off some of the Reavers. But yeah, he's going to be able to win that fight. But you know, he's still a little bit trapped down, and you know, it's a pretty juicy target, to be honest. But over here, Kolek and Alarielle just kind of stacking on top of their halberds. And like I said early in the game, for anyone who's like here in the beginning, these Phoenix Guard are just not buckling. I mean, they're just so durable. They have 100 armor, and the only real armor piercing was Karl Franz and the Coldwind Riders. And the Coldwind Riders did pretty much nothing this game. They just kind of like rear charged and rampaged into unfortunate targets. And from there, they got trash canned a little bit. So that looks like it's going to be game one for the rightful kings. So Rightest and King of the Dead are going to be taking game one here with their High Elf and Chaos combination, which is pretty nasty. I mean, that healing on Kolek and those Summoners of Rage, talk about like generating tons of value. That was a very, very good game. So Karl Franz and company are going to be running. But yeah, I think that, you know, the High Elves and the Warriors of Chaos had a pretty nasty little composition. And Karl Franz actually gets taken out by the Pigeon Queen. So Larielle getting in there with her little bird claws and giving him the business. And that's going to be it. So, well played. I just think the combination for the rightful kings was really good. I mean, you know, Marauders are going to be good against state troops, and High Elf Chaff, they're going to do the trick. But really, Kolek and Summoners of Rage plus the healing from the Everqueen. And the Phoenix Guard also ended up being a super good niche pick. Like, there was no answers to them. They were just tanky. They're resolute. They got a ton of kills. And they gave Kolek, like, a backbone. Because, essentially, if Kolek had to fight amongst a bunch of spears while being hit by Karl Franz, he could be in some trouble. But having those elite halberds anchoring his feet while he's just clubbing things, it was just, there wasn't much he could do there. It seemed a little bit tough. So that's going to be game one here for the rightful kings. And remember, it is a best of three. So they're going to be switching to their second compositions here. And we're going to get this show on the road. Yeah. Well, really, I just think that, I mean, imagine, I think the Empire, like, if they had some guns, that's all they really needed, honestly. Even if there was, like healing from Alarielle. I mean, if they had some handguns and let's say like a defensive formation, you know, they have like some Witch Elves defending guns in the back line with like Dread Spears in the front line. I think the Empire handguns plus like one group of Demogryph Knights could have killed those guys. The guns could have killed Alarielle. Demogryph Knights could have fended off Kolek. I mean, there's plenty of answers on the roster, right? But you kind of gotta, it's tough. It's hard to accommodate with everything. Oh, Superman? I don't know. The hair is just what it is. And thank you guys so much for joining today. I see we got 716 people here. Hopefully you're enjoying. Is there any word why they changed the funds? Yeah, it's custom funds. So in this tournament, we basically... Oh man, this build is going to be crazy. Ooh man. It seems like the rightful kings have really planned out their builds. I feel like there's some definite thought going into these. So I'm excited to see if the Bretonnians and Lizardmen can take out these foul Tomb Kings. But it's basically like a sub-commanders format in which each player on this 2v2 team has 6,200 gold, which is half of the normal allotment for one standard army or battle. So, each player kind of has to have their own niche. Yeah. The ESL Season 1 finals are going to be the... Ritus. That was a really nasty... that was a great build with you guys. ESL is going to be the first or second week probably of February, so... I'm actually going to be, this weekend, sending out some prospective dates to all the competitors, because, again, I have to make sure that all 8 people are available, so it's going to be a little bit tricky, but... Thank you guys so much for joining. Welcome, my friends. Oh, I didn't see that, Partisan Gamer. I'll have to take a look. Only now I noticed Turin with the wild hairstyle. I'm trying to grow out, like a haggard beard, like mustache and everything, so... It's a work in progress. Like every year I try once and then it just looks like shit and I'm just like, oh, all right, well, screw this, Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, dudes. So here we have double Tomb Kings facing off against Lizardmen and Bretonnia. Interesting. So the Lizardmen are definitely going to have they're going to have to bring their anti-large. They're going to have some, things that can kill constructs, because whenever you see double Tomb Kings, you have to expect that there's just going to be some nasty construct play using, the mass amounts of necrotechs and just, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that, can go on. So yeah, as far as the teams for today goes, we do have the 2 teams here. It's going to be Rightful Kings and the Extreme Meme team, who you guys can see. And the other 2 teams of the day are going to be the Heirs of Carthage and Taco Lizard. So the Heirs of Carthage are 2 champions from the Heir of Carthage Discord who have entered the arena. They're going to be, potentially bringing the fury of Heir himself. So we'll find out. And you guys will get to meet the players on the team. So we have, of course, Flying Taco and Reptile King, I believe, is the name of his partner. And then we have Halo and I think Black Phillip is on the other team as well. No, Black Phillip's on this team. Hang on, let me take a look here. Just to make sure I get this all. Wicked D. Yeah, so it's Wicked D and Halo are going to be on the other team that I mentioned. Yeah, and they just sent over their compositions as well. Start anytime. Yeah, I mean, Hope's right alone. So we don't use King's Cup rules in this, because King's Cup have severe restrictions on how many different things you can bring, and which is good for 1v1. But in 2v2, it's one player might want to bring all cap for a bunch of in 2v2 in this it's a very casual format. We just use ladder rules, so they can pick whatever you can pick on ladder, which is pretty lax. Yeah. If you want to play in these tournaments, you just need to message me on the Discord, and from there you just be like, hey, me and so-and-so want to be on team this and play in the 2v2 league, and then you just hit me up, so. Yeah, Halo's playing next game. Yeah. You're on the same chat as me. Yeah, I see all your chat, Akanai. So we have double Tomb Kings. Now, they're kind of sacrificing diversity for the sake of just having more necrotechs, I think. I have a feeling we're going to see, Ark in the Black. One of them is just going to go chaffy with a couple necrotechs, and the other one is just going to have, only constructs. I have a feeling it's going to be something like that. This is actually one of my favorite maps to cast for in general, just because it's so easy to see what's going on. So here we are on the what's it called? The MPP Crossroads, which is a map you don't see terribly often, but it's really fun. Yeah, we'll get a link to the Discord here in a minute. I can do it in between games, unless there's a mod in here. I don't know if we have any mods in here today. The Reptile King lurks in the shadows, waiting for his chance to strike in the next game. For anyone who's just joining, this is the second game of the day in this best of 3 between King of the Dead and Rightist, who are going to be the rightful kings facing off against the Extreme Meme team, who's currently down a game. So if the Extreme Meme team, loses this one, it's 100% over. So this is going to make it really easy for casting. It looks like the forces of the Tomb Kings. So we're just going to call them the Tomb Kings. They do have an entire front line of Skeleton Spearmen, which is pretty typical stuff. I mean, high melee defense, they hold things in place, they do their job, anti-large. A couple groups of Ushabti as well, so there's going to be standard Ushabti. It looks like we do have Setra the Imperishable on foot with his big pimp staff. He's ready to go, and it looks like he does have a couple spells, just like the big AoE debuffs, the Incantation of Desiccation, and then also Narrow's Incantation of Protection. On top of that, he's going to be teaming up with Ark in the Black on foot and 2 Necrotech. So there's going to be some heavy construct healing, double Tomb Scorpion, double Ushapti, and it looks like the Necrotechs, and basically from there just Spearmen. So really, in reality though, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of anti-large aside from the Skeleton Spear. So I mean, dinosaurs can definitely run rampant here. And for the forces of the Extreme Meme team, who's going to be, I mean, I can see the Bretonnians and Lizards fighting together under a very strange circumstance. So it kind of works. Yeah, it kind of works. Anyways, the dinos in the front line are going to have a bunch of skinks, so just basically chaff. I mean, they can put up a good fight against Skeleton Spears and probably win, but the issue being is that they're probably going to get terror routed very quickly by those Tomb Scorpions. Bretonnia does have a couple groups of Questing Knights, so Questing Knights and Questing Knights, which are very good against constructs, actually. They have really good armor-piercing values. They can drag down Ushapti and surround Tomb Scorpions and do well. So far, I'm really liking the Extreme Meme team's build. We got Krokar. Oh, Big Daddy Krokar here on Grimlock. It's going to be mean against those constructs. We got the Fey Enchantress, who's going to be healing him. Ooh, that is so good. On top of that, we do have a Paladin. So the Paladin has Guardian, so he's probably going to be following around Krokar to give him that Guardian buff. And then we do have a Skink Priest with the Lord of Heaven. So Windblast is so good against Tomb King. So I'm really liking this army from the Extreme Meme team. I feel like, just based on what I see here, they might have a slight build advantage. Not to say, though, I mean, you never want to underestimate, Tomb Kings. They have Ark in the Black. They have Cetra, who's really good against large targets. He can fight Krokar. So there's definitely some good action going on here, which is going to be fun. Yes. It is time. Here we go. So here's the second battle of the day between the Extreme Meme team and the Rightful Kings. The Rightful Kings currently up 1-0. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable. This chair is freaking awful. And yeah, the Tomb Kings are just going to be sitting. I'm surprised we didn't see any Ushapti Great Bows. Ushapti Great Bows are so good against Bretonnia and against big dinosaurs. Plus, it kind of forces your opponents to come to you. But I think they just wanted to keep a very simple strategy of just like a meat grinder, right? The Spears just hold things in place while the Ushapti and Tomb Scorpions just kind of grind everything out. The Questing Knight's going to be pretty damn good. Fey Enchantress, of course, with her healing is going to be very powerful. And Big Daddy Krokar is going to be surging forth to bellow out a roar. Probably going to be casting some sort of Hand of the Gods, maybe. But I wonder who he'll go after, if he'll go after Cetra. I would probably go after Arkin, because Arkin does have that staff. And Lord of Death is going to get worse as the game goes on. So here it goes, blasting right down the pipe. And ooh, Cetra takes that blast right to the face. And he's going to emerge, but not unscathed. I mean, Cetra took some pretty serious damage there. So that's a tough blow. So Krokar, feeling satisfied with his blast right there, is going to be falling back to his other formation. It looks like the Tomb Kings and company are going to be advancing here. Yeah. Wow, that was pretty powerful for sure. And it looks like it also did hit the Ushapti. And did it take out a model? Oh, it did actually kill an Ushapti as well. So Skinks are going to be moving forward to engage the Spearmen. They're going to get cut up pretty damn quick. But the Windblast is going to be so damn good. If he's able to focus that on the King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion, that's going to be a massive value train. From here, you can see the Skink Priest with the Lore of Heavens is going to be scooting up, probably looking to get a Windblast here on the King Nikesh's, Ark in the Black, and the Tomb Kings. It looks so cool seeing them all on foot, just like marching forward. I feel like that's super thematic looking. Anyways, the Questing Knights in the back are going to be circling around. It looks like they're just going around this side, yeah. So there's going to be a Spirit Leech going down on Krokar, which isn't a bad choice. Got to start working on him eventually. But the Fey Enchantress is like, don't worry, I got you, bro. He's going to be healing him up with Earthbloods and whatever else comes, she needs to do. Krokar is very, very tough to kill as is. But Earthblood, not Earthblood, but Cold Blood doesn't heal, themselves anymore. So it's a very, very different style of play. Anyways, the Tomb Kings are going to be advancing forward. It looks like the Skinks are going to be engaging. Definitely not going to be the happiest engagement for the Skinks against Tomb Scorpions and Ushapti. But I wonder who would win between them and Skeleton Spears in a straight grind. I feel like the Skinks might have a slight advantage. But anyways, in the back line, Krokar and company look like they're going to be organizing. And there's going to be a Windblast going down. So, oh, he shanked it. He missed. That's too bad. Windblast is so good against Tomb Kings. But unfortunately, he did miss there. It looks like he was going over here. I think going against King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion should be a top priority. So one of the Tomb Scorpions just bull rush through, and you can see the Skinks here in this main pocket are already collapsed. So this whole center fight, the Tomb Kings have basically just routed off these Skinks that were kind of fighting here. But the Questing Knights in the back have rear charged. It looks like the Usex's Incantation of Desiccation has gone down, lowering the combat stats. And oh man, the Extreme Meme team kind of throwing themselves in the trash can a little bit right here. So Krokar gets fully surrounded, and he is just taking a pounding from Tomb Scorpions, Cetra, Ark in the Black. Pretty much everything is laying there, they're whooping into Krokar here. So another bit of a mistake here. Definitely not good. Krokar needs to waddle out of there, but there's a lot of high mass units here from the Tomb Kings. Anyways, the Quest Knights are going to be coming in for a heroic rescue. They're going to be charging in, trying to plow through the skeletons, and they do free up Krokar with that, but man, Krokar took a pounding there. He is so low. Spirit Leech going down. He did have Favor of the Fae as well, but yeah, Krokar, that was not a good situation. On top of that, the other Quest Knights get left fighting Spears for way too long. I mean, they should have just been rear charging on the flanks and cleaning up all these different formations. But it looks like the Tomb Kings might actually be able to just take this one just with sheer brute force. I mean, I really think that the Feral Carnosaur plus Krokar are the right answers. And here comes a Windblast going right down the ranks, and that does some good damage. tears up the King Nikeshes, does some decent work, but look at that. Ushapti, oh, Ritus actually moved the Ushapti out and then got a full surround and then recharged back in there. And there's no Cold Blood, most likely, because Cold Blood was used to keep Krokar from breaking there. So Krokar is going to be charging back in, a little bit healed up from the Fey Enchantress. And yeah, we got a pit fight on our hands. It's still a relatively even game. The Skinks are doing pretty well. Questing Knights are coming back in here, and it looks like most of the Skeleton Spears that aren't in the center pocket are actually starting to crumble a little bit, but Big Daddy Krokar's got his hands full. Questing Knight's coming back in. This charge is definitely going to be very, very helpful. Fey Enchantress probably going to be dropping some fat heals, and she does actually get the Feral Carnosaur, and Krokar looks like another Spirit Leech is going to be going down to him. So Skinks are piling back in. You can see the Death Star of the Tomb Kings with the Ushapti and the Tomb Scorpions have taken a little bit of damage. They're getting a little bit worn down here, and I mean, if they could maintain this grind without losing their big dinosaurs, I don't really know what, honestly, is doing damage to this Feral Carnosaur. Maybe the Tomb Scorpions? Yeah, it looks like the Tomb Scorpions were the ones going after it, but Krokar should be able to beat Tomb Scorpions very handily. But again, he's very beat up. Fey Enchantress should probably come in here and help out, but look at that. The Paladin is actually terrified. And you have to remember, even though, you know, it looks like two Tomb Scorpions, Settra the Imperishable is right here, and he is an anti-large monster. So if Settra is able to poke Krokar, Settra can easily kill him. On top of that, Arc in the Black is providing those perpetual Spirit Leeches, and it's doing some pretty good work. So the Feral Carnosaur from the Extreme Meme team is going to be coming back in here. Krokar is looking a little bit beat up, but he's going to have to fall back, and the Rightful Kings are pulling ahead in the Bounce of Power as the Tomb Kings forces just continue to grind it out. But Settra's taking a little bit of damage. Arc in the Black's pretty much full health. Dinosaurs are charging back in, and he gets a really good charge right there on the Ushapti, but I feel like the Questing Knights really aren't doing much either. I mean, they're having a little bit of trouble finding a home. Honestly, I'd probably take a more patient approach and just rear charge and break skeletons, and then from here collapse on the Death Star with your entire army. But yeah, it seems like they've just been charging into spears, and it looks like the Ushapti summon is going to be used right here. So these Ushapti are definitely going to start cutting up these Questing Knights. I mean, the Questing Knights, there's not many of them left, and that's the main problem. They're decent against Ushapti in an open field environment, but here it seems like they're definitely having problems. So the Skink Cohorts and company pretty much just getting dragged down. The Extreme Meme team is getting dragged into the mud by the Tomb Kings here. The Desiccation going down, which is going to be lowering melee attack and melee defense of these guys. And it is looking a little bit grim bones here. Krokar is broken off. Those debuffs are really, really good from Settra. You're just lowering melee attack, melee defense of the entire blob. Fey Enchantress does re-engage, and she's going to be draining a little bit, but the drain isn't so good against Ushapti and some of these other monsters and stuff. So yeah, I just think that, you know, I really thought that Krokar and the Feral Carnosaur would be enough to kind of help out here, but I think that initial engagement where Krokar just ran in and basically just got pounded by those guys, I think that's what really cost him the game, because Krokar was doing well other than that. He was slowly like killing these guys, but the fact that he got surrounded and they had to blow so many resources to heal him back up, I think was what really cost him the game. Aside from that, it looks like there's some Skinks and Spearmen kind of fighting out in the flanks. Some Quest Knights coming back as well, but the Feral Carnosaur is pretty much offline. And the Skink Priest with Heavens is having to fight in the pits. Fey Enchantress is having to get down and dirty, but yeah, I mean, the Tomb Kings here are a little bit beat up. You know, Settra is like low, relatively low. Ushapti are pretty much gone. Tomb Scorpions are both been pretty good health, like 60, 70% respectively. Krokar's just kind of looking for a home. He's a little bit wayward here. He's going to be charging back in, but he only has 700 HP. Maybe another Hand of the Gods could do something, but yeah, I just think that this situation here is looking pretty grim. So Spirit Leech is going to be going down from Arc in the Black. And the unholy alliance of Settra the Imperishable and Arc in the Black is going to be able to pull this game out. So very, very good stuff. I think that the composition for Bretonia and the Lizardmen was capable of maybe taking these guys down, but the way that they kind of, you know, that Krokar got beaten down in the beginning it's just so tough to come back from something like that when you have to blow all your resources. The Fey Enchantress is going to be putting up a valiant fight here, but she's inevitably going to be gooned by all of these guys. King Nikesha's Scorpion Legion holding to the bitter end, and it looks like the Tomb Kings are simply just going to grind this one out, guys. They're just going to grind it out, my boys. But yeah, I did like the composition. I thought the Bretonians had a cool force. You know, I'm trying to think what Bretonia could have done differently. What could have been really good there for Bretonia is if instead of just bringing peasants, these peasants, if they spammed like 7 or 8 men-at-arms with polearms as their main line, and then just had the dinosaurs cover all the anti-large. You don't bring any skinks. The polearms would have been able to beat down the constructs very effectively. I think something like that could have been really, really powerful. But it's easy to say that in hindsight after I know the build, obviously, because the Tomb Kings could have done any number of things right. So Paladin and Fey Enchantress are going to be breaking. So very well played to the Rightful Kings, taking the series 2-0. They're going to be moving on to the grand finals. And again, well played to Black Phillip and Professor Pipes of the Extreme Meme team. They came, they saw, and they attempted to conquer, but it did not go so well. But alas, true champions, they put up a great fight. And yeah, I know, yeah, Krokar and the Feral Carnosaur could have done a lot for sure. They could have done so much. But they just kind of got caught out in a bad situation, so it was a little bit tough. But Settra does not meme, he rules. Yeah, pretty much. Man, what a game. So let's go say GG to the guys. GG, GG. All right, and King and Rightist set up finals. GG. All right, so we're going to be moving on to the next best of 3 of the day. So let's go ahead and take a look at the brackets here while we jump over. So that's going to be the Rightful Kings moving on to the final. So we'll just do the really haggard move over there just because why not? And yeah, we're going to be moving on to the second best of 3 of the day, which is going to be pretty fun. Yeah, I think collapsing the skeletons there would have been pretty good for sure. Yeah, that I really like the Hand of the Gods. That was like really good. I mean, that really just punished. So, all right, guys. So let's go ahead and update the scorecards here. So we're going to have a showdown between the Heirs of Carthage and Taco Lizard. We're going to jump back into the lobby here and update the scorecards and everything. I think there's a way to do it on the fly. I need to experiment with this a little bit. But anyways, we're going to have the Taco Lizard on here. Yes. This is going to be Team Taco Lizard, which makes sense. You have Flying Taco and the Reptile King. So that absolutely makes sense. Very, very solid team name. And then on the other side, we have the Heirs of Carthage, which are going to be pretty good. We'll just call them, we'll just say HOC for now. I think that'll be good. And we'll get Wookiee up, blocking the armies. Start anytime. Let's do it. So, we're actually going to have the Dwarves. So it's going to be the Dwarves and the Tomb Kings facing off against... I'm surprised Reptile King's not going with his dinos, but we're going to have the Dawi and the Tomb Kings facing off against the Tomb Kings and the Warriors of Chaos. Interesting. No, Air isn't playing, but Wicked D and Alo, they said that their home Discord channel is the Heir of Carthage Discord. So they're going to be representing that Discord channel. Yeah. Your money is on the Taco Lizard for the name only. Hey, fair play. Fair play, my dude. That'd be a lot of fun to have Heir of Carthage actually playing one of these. That'd be really fun. Yes. It should be Lizard Taco. That works too. Yeah, the dwarves are going to be interesting here. I have a feeling we're going to see maybe some cannons, some slayers. I think Tomb Kings are a good faction. I think they're on the upper echelon of factions. I mean, all of the undead factions are just kind of inherently because of their mechanics. It's like you don't have to worry about. There's so many games with when you're playing as greenskins and Empire and these human or normal factions, I guess you could say, that you lose because of terror or issues like that, and just taking that entire variable out of the picture is like so powerful, right? So yeah, it is so good. So yes, the Reptile King and Flying Taco, we're going to be seeing the Dwarves and the Tomb Kings. It's a little bit tricky with mirror matches, especially with Tomb Kings. Like, it's really hard to differentiate them, so hopefully they bring different lords. But we'll do our best here. We'll do our best. No, I think Heir of Carthage plays Warhammer quite a bit. I think he quite enjoys those games from what I've seen. I mean, I watch his videos every now and then, and I see his campaigns, and I think he's playing a Karl Franz campaign right now that I was checking out. He's playing on the Festog update. Yeah. Well, Tomb Kings are very good in 2v2. I don't know if Heir of Carthage gave them his blessing. I don't know. I'm sure he did. Maybe, who knows. So the Warriors of Chaos. Let's see, what would I pick here if I was playing the Dawi? That's a hard one because Chaos can bring, like, if the Warriors of Chaos here just bring like Chaos Warriors with great weapons, and then the Tomb Kings just bring a bunch of constructs, that's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. I don't know. I feel like double Dawi would be really fun too, just having like a full angry dwarf army. The problem with dwarves though is they're lords. So I think that the dwarves overall are kind of a mid-tier faction. Dwarves are my favorite. Don't get me wrong. I mean, thematically and in the game, I love playing dwarves. But the problem is, like, you get lords with these other factions like Ark in the Black, Cetra. You get Wurzog, who are just insanely powerful. Wurzog has snares. He buffs his entire army. And then you get like a dwarf lord like Ungram, who is powerful in his own right, but like, what is he going to do in a competitive multiplayer battle? He's going to waddle. He's going to be kited. He's rarely going to be effective. Like, dwarf lords are just so inefficient. And that it's not just dwarf lords. It goes for, that's why you only see rune lords in competitive play, because they're the only ones who have a useful ability. I really think that there needs to be some sort of a buff to foot lords because they're next to useless. The only time you maybe go with a foot lord is if you're trying not to get sniped, right? Which isn't really that fun. I really think there needs to be some serious changes to foot lords. Like Grombrindle's so badass, and like he has flash bomb, and like, High King Thorgrim is super expensive, but he just gives like a small melee. It's like, why is Thorgrim cost so much and give a melee attack buff of like 9 when Wurzog can cast a 4 Winds of Magic spell and buff his entire army for 13? Like, why is Thorgrim, like, just, or characters like that just so like they're just so outdated. Like it kind of sucks. Like, and I love playing dwarves, but it just sucks that all of their lords, except like rune lords, are kind of haggard in competitive play. It's just it's so disappointing. Anyways, yeah, sorry about my rant, but I'm actually going to be doing a video on that, talking about how there needs to be some changes, I think. Hey, Akanai, thank you so much for the sponsor. So yeah, if you guys are interested, it's very similar to Twitch. If you guys want, you can sponsor the channel. It's I believe it's like somewhere under the chat bar, but basically it's the same. It's like, you know, on Twitch you subscribe to someone for a number of months. Here you do the same thing. So thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be uploading a bunch of custom emojis and other things like that in the next couple weeks. So I'm having them made right now. So yeah, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. And here we are. So let me make sure Wookiee's not trolling the screen. Wookiee he's gone for now. Okay, that's good. So for the forces of Taco Lizard, we're going to have Ungrim Iron Fist as the Lord. And I mean, against Tomb Kings, he does have a bit of a niche. He's tough to kill. And against Constructs, if he's able to sit and fight and just go fisticuffs against like a, you know, any sort of a big target, like, yeah, he could drag him down. But again, like if they're on top of that, no Construct is going to sit and let Ungrim hit it. They can just run away, which is, again, the big issue, right? Like they need some sort of a... Like, I feel like every Dwarf Lord or Foot Lord should have some really powerful ability. Like something like, you know, I mean, he has the Red Ruin, but the Red Ruin sucks. Like, like something that's actually impactful in the battle. Like maybe you click him in, like, the Slayer's Oath. And it makes nearby dwarves take the Slayer's Oath, right? And get stronger. That would be so cool. I don't know, something like that would be awesome. Anyways, Tomb Kings here are going to be holding up the front line of Reptile King. On top of that, we do also have some Carrion up in the skies. Pretty good choice for scouting. The Dwarves are going to be contributing 2 groups of Slayers, which are going to be quite strong against the Chaos Monsters, if there are any. So yeah, there's Shaggoths, and on top of that, there's some Constructs, I think. Is there? Yeah, there's a Chimerian War Sphinx. So yeah, the Slayers are going to have a home, for sure. There's also going to be 2 cannons, so the cannons are going to be the make or breakers here. Cannons are going to be great against Shaggoths, are going to be really good against a lot of these different targets here, so I think the cannons from the Dawi are going to be very effective. Tomb Kings also have a Tomb Scorpion of their own. There are going to be some Dwarf Warriors with great weapons here in the back to help out against Chaos, but mainly Dwarves have Ungrim, 2 cannons, 2 Slayers, and 1 group of infantry. But the Tomb Kings are going to be handling defense. Looks like Skeleton Warriors, Spears, and a bunch of Carrion, actually, which is interesting. So for the Warriors of Chaos, who are going to be helmed here by the Heirs of Carthage, as they're called. Hey, Jonathan, thank you for the donation, man. Appreciate it. The big 99 cents coming in hard. Oh, yeah. But yeah, for the Warriors of Chaos and the Heirs of Carthage, we'll just call them, it's going to be Chaff in the front line with a massive angry Chimerian War Sphinx and then Ark in the Black. And for the Warriors of Chaos, it's going to be Marauders for days with great weapons, which is very cost-effective against Dwarves, but not so much against like Skeleton Spears and stuff. And we have a Chaos Sorcerer Lord with Fire who's going to be having the Burning Skull and Fireball. It's so cool to see these different lords in this format. So, yeah, and that's that. That's pretty much it. Both players, it's go time. Go when ready. No need to wait for me. All right, it's go time. My predictions, I think that the line of sight is going to be a little bit tough for these cannons. I mean, Altdorf Outskirts is a somewhat open field map, but yeah, I don't know. I think that it needs, it's going to be a little bit tricky. I mean, the cannons are going to be lining up sights and going after the Shaggoth right away, which I would probably do. Go after the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, or maybe the Chimerian War Sphinx, but again, the War Sphinx is going to be hiding in the trees over there. So the Shaggoth is by far the best target. There's also a Tomb Scorpion in the trees here from the Heirs of Carthage, but it's going to be hidden in the trees, so not really sure how that's going to go. But anyways, the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth and company are going to be advancing forward, and it looks like the Carrion are going to be sitting in the back. I wonder for what purpose they brought the Carrion. I mean, maybe Skeleton Archers who shop Great Bows, Disruption, just kind of battlefield control type thing. But yeah, the cannons are just going to town right now in the Shaggoth. They get one. Oh, look at the cannonball just bounce off it. That's so funny. But it's taking a little bit of damage. And man, Shaggoths have a lot of HP. I never realized they have over 8,000. What damn beastly units. But they should be fine. They have Spears on the flanks. They have Skeleton Spearmen. On top of that, there are going to be some Slayers here. And it looks like there's going to be some sort of a missile effect going down. Probably a Fireball. It looks like maybe the Chaos Sorcerer Lord with Fire was shooting. But a Cannonball actually hits that Chaos Sorcerer Lord right in the face and knocks him over. So the cannon's generating some pretty decent value right now. And at the very least, even if the cannons don't do a ton of damage, it is going to force the other army to come to them and kind of be this perpetual threat that you have to deal with, right? So the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth definitely taking the business. The Cannonball is doing quite a bit of damage. You can see it's starting to really add up on this big Chaos Monster. And over here, we can see the Chaos Sorcerer Lord took 1 Cannonball, but for the most part, I think the Dwarves should focus down the monsters. Everything else, you know, you can deal with normally, but the monsters are going to be the biggest threat. So Ungrim Iron Fist looks like he's maybe going to be claiming this village for Karak Kurjin here, but Karak? I think it's Karak Kurjin, yeah, that's where he's from. But Ungrim's going to be running over here, and it looks like the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth does get back onto the cannon, which is a little bit, it shouldn't be free like this. The Slayer's got a little bit out of position, so Flying Taco may have over pursued a little bit, and he's going to be dropping the cannon crew, which is a good choice, but the Slayers are going to be dogpiling in. Ooh, and he lost the cannon. That is so rough. That is really unfortunate. And the Warriors of Chaos and everyone are going to be piling in. Carrion coming in actually to pin down this Shaggoth. You can see, oh, look at that. The Carrion swarming just this horde of Carrion. And a very good Burning Skull coming down here from the Heirs of Carthage from Halo. He gets that right down the Skeleton Spearman. It roasts him. Oh, and it actually goes through all the birds here. And even some of these Skeleton Warriors. That ended up being a masterful burning head, just generating a ton of value. But the Cannon crew is going to be coming back here. On the other side, you can see the hordes of Tomb Kings and Chaos just piling in. And the Dwarf Warriors have kind of engaged here, and they should be able to fend off Marauders. I mean, it's going to be tricky. Chaos Marauders with great weapons, of course, have very good armor piercing. And in the meantime, it looks like the Khemrian War Sphinx from the Heirs of Carthage is going to be coming around the back. And also Arkin the Black is going to be cackling here and, you know, having some fun. So for this army here, though, Taco Lizard, they actually have Grand Hierophant Kotep, who I did miss earlier. So the Vortex abilities from Kotep are going to be really good against Mass Hordes and Marauders. Slayers are doing their thing. I mean, the cannon, unfortunately, is just kind of... yeah, it doesn't seem like they've been able to fire for quite some time, and I feel like the front line of the Taco Lizard right here, which is the Dwarves and the Tomb Kings, is kind of going to just be buckling to the massive amounts of Chaos Infantry. Up in the front, Ungrim is just coming in with a full chub, and I mean, this is an environment in which Ungrim can do well. If he's fighting another Footlord, he's going to be able to potentially catch them, but this Chaos Horde is like, oh no, and Ungrim's just kind of hunting him down, which is hilarious. But the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is at about half health. I think both cannons are pretty much offline. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So I don't see a cannon over here. I think that crew might have gotten pushed off. Yeah, it looks like both this cannon crew's offline. The other one's going to be trying to get back online here. And the Tomb Scorpion from the Heir of Carthage is trying to disrupt this army, but the Slayers should be able to kind of chase it off. And you can see that Grand Hierophant Kotep is going to be running in there as well. In the meantime, Kotep's going to be dropping a big debuff here, lowering the melee attacking melee defense of the front line of the Heir of Carthage. So the Warriors of Chaos and Tomb King Skeleton Warriors are going to be, you know, kind of chaffed down a little bit. But I just don't think that the Dwarves and Tomb Kings can win this. The cannons are pretty much offline. They're not really doing much. I mean, Slayers are kind of chasing these guys and slowly are dragging down the Shaggoths. But, you know, for the most part, I think they need those cannons online. And I feel like the Chaos Infantry will eventually work through them. But here comes the Fireball. Fireball going downtown. And, ooh, man, that Fireball tags Grand Hierophant Kotep in the face and also a Spirit Leech. So, obviously, a coordinated effort here from the Heirs of Carthage trying to snipe that guy down. And it might actually work. Tomb Scorpion's going for him as well. Grandpa Kotep needs to be careful. This Big Daddy Tomb Scorpion can give him the business pretty damn quick. So, it looks like there's going to be a new Shopti Summon coming down to Shopti Summon from the Heirs of Carthage, trying to pin in Grand Hierophant Kotep, who's fighting a Tomb Scorpion, which is a really bad situation. I have a feeling these Dragon Ogre Shaggoth might roam over here as well and try and get on Kotep, but it looks like the response is going to be coming in very quickly here from Reptile King and the Taco Lizard. They're going to be summoning their own and pushing in some Skeleton Spearmen. In the meantime, the cannons are trying to get back online, and this is actually not a bad situation. The Slayers do have a full surround on Arkin the Black, and he's trying to push out, but I mean, Slayers, dwarves are much thicker than humans and other kind of mortal races. They're very, very heavy, high-mass units. So they're able to pin in Arkin the Black, who's taking a little bit of damage from Kotep. Kotep does get hit with the Spirit Leech, a little bit of vengeance here. And it looks like Arkin the Black might get out, but you can see that Flying Taco actually paths his Slayers past Arkin and is trying to get a little bit of a surround, but Arkin the Black looks like he does get away. And the War Sphinx is going to be pushing in on the Slayers and doing some heavy damage. So in the meantime, balance of power is pretty damn even. Over here, the Warriors of Chaos are, they're doing pretty well for themselves. You can see here the Skeleton Warriors and company and the Chaos Lord, and they're going to be able to collapse this flank and probably collapse this one as well. Dwarf Warriors over here getting a little bit beat up. They should be able to beat the Skeletons, but nonetheless, it's looking grim for them. But yeah, I think there's going to be an advantage. The Cannons did some decent work and generated some okay value, but for the most part, I just don't think the Dwarf Cannons and, Ungrim have been able to do too much. I mean, Ungrim's trying. He's coming in here. He might be able to get some damage on this Tomb Scorpion, and here he goes. Did he get the hit? Maybe he did. I'm not sure. But the Khemrian War Sphinx is just kind of rampaging. The Dwarves are kind of chasing with Slayers. But, I mean, if they can get this cannon back online and maybe start shooting at the Shaggoth, the Shaggoth is quite low. Grand Hierophant Kotep's kind of just running circles straight up Benny Hill. And you can see his curse has been procced, which does hit the Chaos Marauders, which isn't bad. But the Marauders are going to get onto the Dwarf Cannon crew. That's going to be a massacre for these Dwarf Cannon lads. And the Slayers are going to be rushing in. So Flying Taco doing a good job rallying about with the Slayers. And the Slayers are going to put up a hard fight against these Chaos Warriors. But nonetheless, it's going to be a little bit tough. Yeah, they break the Marauders. The cannon's going to get back online. Maybe it can start shooting at the Shaggoth. But the bounce of power is looking, yeah, it's still almost even. I mean, it's not to the point where the game's over, but it's definitely getting there. So the Chaos Sorcerer Lord here and the Khemrian War Sphinx from the Heir of Carthage army are going to be collapsing inward. And it looks like the very beleaguered dwarves here are going to be having a very tough time holding back a Khemrian War Sphinx. I mean, there's just so many monsters left. There's a Tomb Scorpion, there's a Khemrian War Sphinx, there's a Shaggoth. I mean, there are so many big threats here. And the Slayers are getting very worn down. I don't think there's too many left, but Reptile King, oh, look at this. Reptile King and Flying Taco are going to be reforming ranks. So the Slayer's rushing back here to protect this cannon crew. And the Dwarf Warriors also are going to be rushing back here to protect the cannon crew. So they're going to be able to kind of hold these guys back a little bit. And maybe if that cannon can get back online and start like generating some good value. The Shaggoth is actually fighting the Tomb Scorpion of the Reptile King and Flying Taco team. And the Tomb Scorpion's doing some okay work. But ooh, Burning Skull's going to be coming down here. So the Chaos Sorcerer Lord with Fire getting a massive erect Burning Skull, which doesn't do a ton of damage because it kind of caught them in a bit of an awkward stage. But it does some okay work for sure. So the Shaggoth doing a bit of a number on this Tomb Scorpion. The Cambrian War Sphinx is going to be coming in as well, and this War Sphinx is with the Heir of Carthage team, so it's going to be able to easily 2v1 that Tomb Scorpion there. The Dwarves have somehow rallied, though. I mean, the Dwarves have kind of made a bit of a pocket here, and it doesn't seem like anyone wants to fight them. Ungrim Iron Fist and the Slayer is doing a good job. Another Spirit Leech going down on Grand Hierophant Katep, and it looks like the cannons might be coming back online, so the cannon crew has equipped jumped onto the cannon here, and they need to start shooting ASAP and just, you know, maybe pounding that Shaggoth. That's probably what I would do, to be honest. It's already low. Might as well try and finish it off rather than splitting your fire. So this Tomb Scorpion here for the team, for the Taco Lizard, is a little bit out of position. There's a couple big constructs kind of wailing on it. Cambrian War Sphinx plus Shaggoth are both much stronger than Tomb Scorpion, so it definitely needs to get back to the cover of Slayers and maybe use them as a bit of a buffer. But let's go and take a look around. I mean, both forces are looking very, very tattered here. The team of the Heirs of Carthage, they don't have a whole lot left. But they have a lot of big monsters. That's really the thing. And I mean, some very tattered Chaos Infantry coming in. But Dwarves are one of those factions that just aren't going to go to the bitter end. I mean, they're just going to stay and fight and just give it their all. So they're going to stand on top of the cannon. The cannon is a little bit obstructed. Let's see what it's going to be shooting at. So it looks like there's... How many cannons do we have here in total? Why does it say 4? That's not possible. Anyways, cannon shooting downtown, actually getting some beautiful blows here on the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, so that's pretty solid. And these Chaos Marauders are going to be buckling to the Dwarf Infantry. Obviously, Dwarf Warriors and the Dwarves in general just have much better leadership than Chaos. So the Dwarves are able to kind of hold these guys back, push them, and it looks like somehow Taco Lizard might be able to stabilize this. I mean, they still have Slayers left, which are going to be very good against these constructs. The cannon, if it could finish off this Shaggoth, I mean, Ungrim is still here as well. Grand Hierophant Katep is, I'm pretty sure he died with the Spirit Leeches and some of the other harass effects, but yeah, I don't know. It's going to be really tough. I mean, that Cambrian War Sphinx plus a full health Tomb Scorpion, Ungrim has his hands full. I mean, his doom approaches for sure. He's going to be able to fulfill his oath, I mean, at the very least here, right? So the Tomb Scorpion jumps in. It might be able to disrupt the cannon. Slayers are going to be dogpiling in. Ungrim's going to be dogpiling in. It looks like the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is actually almost dead, and Ungrim comes in with full chub, and it's going to start karate chopping this Tomb Scorpion here, and it's definitely going to be forced back, but yeah, I don't know. Those constructs are so angry, and the Ark in the Black is healthy. He probably has a skeleton summon. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord with Fire is still alive, so it's going to be very, very tough for sure. So Slayer's getting in there. Ungrim doing a decent job of defending. Ark in the Black does charge into those Dwarf Warriors with great weapons who are just going to be kind of bracing and preparing for the onslaught of Chaos here. And there's 2 Slayers left here. So these 2 Slayers, I'm actually reading Gotrek and Felix right now. I just finished the first book, which is Troll Slayer. God damn, that series is goddamn awesome. If you guys haven't read, if you guys enjoyed Total War Warhammer and the thematics of it, just go pick up, and even if you don't know anything about Warhammer, go pick up the Gotrek and Felix Omnibus. It is such a good read. It's so cool. You meet like characters from the game. You get to like see their personalities, and yeah, it's awesome. Gotrek and Felix is so goddamn good. Anyway, Slayers are going to be chasing here, but it's looking pretty grim. But I mean, the funny part is the last of this Taco Lizard team is actually unbreakable, right? It's all Slayers and Ungrim. So, I mean, they're not going to go anywhere, guys. They're going to fight to the bitter end, even despite army losses. And no, I don't think they have a chance. I mean, the Tomb Scorpion here is getting beat up. The Slayers are chasing. Oh, Ungrim coming in, but he gets punted by the Scorpion. That's what I'm talking about. Like, had that been like a Karl Franz or a Mounted Lord, he would have just been beating down this Tomb Scorpion. Even though, like, Ungrim should be... Maybe Dwarves should just be, like, almost immune to being knocked over or something. I don't know. There needs to be something, because Footlords are just such a bad spot, generally. I mean, unless they're a caster. Caster Footlords are in a whole different department. But yeah. Here we go. It is time. So Ungrim Iron Fist is going to be fighting to the bitter end with the Slayers. They're definitely going to be fulfilling their oath. They actually are breaking off a lot of these guys. I mean, Ungrim is no joke. He's waddling about here, and you know, but again, he's getting fully surrounded. You can see the Warriors of Chaos and everyone are getting ready for the final charge, and here comes Ungrim. And oh, I hope he at least takes out the Shaggoth. That would be so epic. Let's see what's happening. Yeah. It's up to them if they want to surrender, but yeah, Ungrim's just going to be circle beaten. Oh, is he going to get the Shaggoth? The Shaggoth's wavering. It has 338 HP. I am the Slayer King. Just getting in there and giving the business to him. The Tomb Scorpion coming into the back. Ungrim's holding on, though. I think he has a couple Slayers fighting with him. I mean, if there was a way that Slayers would want to go, this would be it. Like, meeting their doom at the hands of, like, monsters or, you know, big, glorious enemies is definitely, you know, how the Slayers would want to go for sure. So yeah, for anyone that's joining, this is the second best of 3 of the day. We finished the first one rather quickly. This is the second best of 3 between the Heirs of Carthage and the Team Taco Lizard. And currently it looks like the heirs of Carthage are going to be taking the first game, as the dwarves do end up conceding that one. And yeah, new passive, low center of gravity. I agree. Yeah, I mean, that's the same problem with all infantry lords. And the dwarves have no options. That's why in competitive play, you almost always only see rune lords. Because they're guaranteed value. They have good abilities. Ungram, what do you have? The red rune, and he's going to waddle after someone. Thorgrim has like a kind of crappy debuff. Like, you get Wurzog with Bonewood Staff, who like buffs this entire army for like 200 gold, and then you get the Great Book of Grudges, which costs like the same, and it gives 9 melee attack and like a pitiful radius. It's just, ugh, man. The Dwarf Lords need some buffs, for sure. I've been playing a ton of Dwarves lately, trying to get a feel for that, and man, they just feel... the abilities feel very weak, for sure. So there we are. We're going to be going into the next match, which is going to be the... oh, wow, look at this. So, Greenskins and Lizardmen facing off against Skaven and Vampire Ghost. Oh, man. Welcome, guys. My apologies if I missed some stuff. Let me go ahead and double check. So, Akane, thank you so much for the donation of the 50 zloty. Greetings from Poland. Finally, I can watch the live stream live. Shifts suck. How's your arm and the nurgling? Firstly, Yakshe Mash, Dziękuję bardzo. That's the extent of my Polish. I know a couple other phrases, but Dziękuję, my friend. Dziękuję. But so to answer your questions in order, arm is not great. It's getting worse, but I've found a few things that kind of help it a little bit. Lady Turin has actually been my saving grace but every night, like at the end of the day, she gives me she like massages my forearms and my shoulders, and that helps a lot. So that's been helping me and keeping me able to kind of keep working. But nonetheless, I have a doctor's appointment this next Tuesday with a stem cell doctor, so I'm going to be talking to him about that. And to answer your second question, the nurgling is actually not doing too hot. Wookie, we took him to we had to rush him to the pet hospital a day or two ago, and yeah, it was pretty rough. But we think we got him stable here. So we had to rush Wookie in, and yeah, so he's got some conditions for sure. He has a heart. I mean, it's just old dog stuff, because Wookie's like 14 years old, like 13 or 14, and yeah, he's got a lot of issues. But we basically had to, get a bunch of tests, blood work, heart, EKGs and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, he's going to be okay, but he's definitely he's definitely having some hard times. But he's on a bunch of medicine now, so he should be better. He should be better. Yeah. But, everything. Yeah, Wookie needs a life wizard for sure. And it does have Lore of Life. No, Wookie, he'll be okay. It was very scary, though. We were very worried, so. And Steven, thank you for the donation on PayPal, 15 bucks. Steven, I really appreciate it, man. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. No, yeah, it was rough. Because Wookie started having like foaming from the nose and stuff. And whenever he got worked up or was on a walk or exercising, he would like start foaming from the nose, and so we took him in, and yeah, there was a bunch of stuff going on. I think it'll be fine. He's pretty old. He's 14, plus he's one of those breeds that's not very healthy in the first place. So and when we rescued Wookie, when he was like 9 or 10 years ago, we rescued him. He was in really bad shape too. He had clearly been abused when we rescued him. Like all of his teeth were rotting out. His spine was really like twisted, so I think he might have gotten like kicked or hit really hard before we got him. And like I think there was a lot of issues with him in the beginning, but he's doing good. Yeah, he's very happy now. Like now that we got him on his medicines, he seems better. Yeah, he seems better. So like his eyes are clear. He's not foaming from the nose anymore. The doctor was able to prescribe some stuff that I think is good. So it's looking good, guys. Yeah, I know. Oh, sorry, Starchy Pancakes, for your loss, man. Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. It's one of the few things that makes me emotional. Is my dog Wookie there. CD Brad, thank you for the $20, man. War mushes. Well, he's doing good. We'll bring him out to say hi before the stream's over. Yeah, we'll bring him out. He's doing better. And I actually I have another chair that has like a cushion in it. So Wookie and I were sitting and watching. We were watching mini wargaming last night for like 2 hours. We watched a Karajan Overlords facing off, and he was just sitting there, and he was staring up at the screen like watching mini wargaming with me. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah. Rattlesnake hands. Yeah, we had the same thing when we first rescued Wookie. He was obviously had been. Let me make sure they can start. He had been, gone through some abuse, but there's actually a lot of nonprofits that if you can't afford treatment for your animals, I mean, we didn't have to do this, but from what my research is, there's a lot of nonprofits that will potentially cover those type of things if it's like minor, you know. Yeah, thank you for the donation, DJ. Wookie, he'll definitely appreciate it. We'll bring him. Damn, your cat is 19, Tiamat. It's just like some old dwarf lord. Your cat. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, cream of wheat. I hear you on that. I had a hamster once that almost made it to 4 years. That's pretty old for a hamster, if I'm not mistaken. And again, big thanks to all of you guys for joining today. We got 1,107 people. You guys are awesome. My extended family. Appreciate having you guys here. It's been a fun day. And we might actually do another stream tomorrow. St. Augustine asks, Turin, how's California? I'm thinking of moving there after college. Honestly, California is an amazing, beautiful state, but it's very expensive. So that's something you need to take into account. Depends on what industry you're working in. And also, Los Angeles does have a lot of kind of schleppy, shady people. You know, it depends on the industry. You need to be careful. There's a lot of kind of being strung along and things like that. But yeah, if you ever have any questions about Los Angeles or California, shoot me a message in Discord. Typing is a little bit painful for me, but regardless, I will answer it eventually. I will get to the question. Sarchi Pancake says his rescue dog, you miss him, but he knew he was loved. He was also rescued and abused. I don't know how someone... I know, it's horrible. He was the sweetest pup, huh? Wait, you have a 50-year-old parrot, Conrad? Jesus, parrots? No, they don't live that old. No way. Thomas Jones, thank you for becoming a sponsor on the channel. Really appreciate it, man. Welcome to the party. Oh, God, Bakersfield. Charles, my best friend from my childhood lives in Bakersfield. He works as a field engineer for a big company out there, and I've been there a couple times. I know Bakersfield very well. Oh, man. Ooh. It's a rough place. And the thing that sucks about Bakersfield is, yeah, California. Well, Bakersfield is not expensive. If you want to live in cheap California, you can live there. Oh, man. Okay. Anyways, back to business, guys. All right, so here we are in the second best of 3 showdown between Team Taco Lizard, and then over here we have the Heirs of Carthage. So we're going to be getting Vampire Ghost and Skaven, which... a lot of firepower, potentially. I don't know. I'm really eager to see how this army goes. But for the dinos, it looks like we're going to have Krokar on foot. No, Saurus Old Blood, actually. So they're going very, very cheap, very wide. We have a Skink Priest with the Lore of Heavens. God, Skinks are so cool, like their animations. They're just like, look at this guy. Look at this little guy with his crazy, shifty eyes. God, the Skinks are so cool. In the front line, it's going to be Skink Cohorts, so very chaff-centric. Now, Skink Cohorts might actually lose to Zombie Power Deckhand mobs because they might break before they finish them. There's going to be some Kroxigors in the back as well, but for the Dino army, it seems like they should have more, but really, I mean, it's such a small funds format, right? But they do have Kroxigors. Kroxigors are going to be their main contribution. And for the Greenskins, we got Savage Orcs, to 8 Peak Loonies, more Savage Orcs, and Black Orcs. So just a huge infantry rollover with Wurzog. Oh, man. And guys, I got to tell you, Wurzog is so goddamn good in 2v2 because of his Bonewood staff. Whenever he casts a spell, the entire army, including all of these skinks, are going to be getting a massive buff to their stats. 13 melee attack is crazy. So, I mean, I see why going so wide is going to be really good with the Waaagh. Plus Bonewood staff, this is going to be a mean composition. On top of that, there's a Night Goblin Shaman who has some missile attacks. And oh, here we go. The dinosaurs do also have a Feral Carnosaur who's going to be going fisticuffs. So I was wondering what their other big unit was because it seemed like they hadn't spent all their money. So, for the forces of the Vampire Coast and the Skaven, it looks like there's going to be a gun line. So there's going to be zombie-powered deckhand mobs with guns. There's going to be a Necrofex Colossus or Count Noctilus on his transformer, whatever you guys want to call this thing. It looks like, doesn't he look like Grumpy Cat, like his face? It definitely looks like Grumpy Cat. Noctilus is going to be very tough to deal with here. I mean, the Feral Carnosaur is going to have his hands full. Because on top of having to kill Noctilus, there's also 2 Hell Pit Abominations. There's a Hell Pit, there's a Plague Priest, and it looks like Big Daddy Skrulk. No, it's going to be a Grey Seer with the Lore of Plague. So going cheaper to afford the 2 Hell Pit Abominations. So this is a very nasty Vampire Ghost army with the Skaven. I don't know. I mean, yeah, the infantry are going to win here, but I feel like, I mean, I guess the Saurus Old Blood does have pretty good tools against large targets, but man, this is going to be gross. Like double Hell Pit, Noctilus. But of course, the infantry quality for the Heirs of Carthage is very bad. You have Skaven slaves here. You have you know, like deckhand mobs, a couple gunnery mobs. So the infantry quality is very, very poor. And Savage Orc still can put a dent in things. So Noctilus is going to be going downtown after Wurzog. He gets some really, really nice shots right there, and is able to kind of poke Wurzog Daddy down. So the Baconator is going to be having to charge in there pretty quick. In the meantime, Skaven Slaves and Company and everyone else just going to be bracing for the impact of the Waaagh. And yeah, it's going to be scary. Are there any Savage Orc Biggins here? It looks like there's some Black Orcs in the back. The Night Goblin Shaman does have his missile attacks against some of these bigger targets. And it looks like the gunnery mobs are going to be scooting forward and probably going to be going after Kroxigors, I would imagine. I would probably keep the Kroxigors in reserve or maybe run them up and around. But yeah, Noxilus is going to be going after the Kroxigors. Obviously, all the players here are on Discord with one another, so they're going to be coordinating their targets, which is another really fun aspect of that, adding that team element. So the Skinks and the Savage Orcs are going to be engaging here in the front line, taking a little bit of Overwatch fire into the Savage Orcs, which is going to hurt them a little bit, but for the most part, they should be fine. And here we go. So the battle's underway. I definitely foresee a Waaagh being popped here in a quick moment. So the Waaagh has been popped. All of these guys are going to be bum rushing in, and here we go. So the Waaagh is here, making these little Skinks into murderers. 80 melee attack on these Skinks is insane. So these guys are just world beaters. 52 melee defense right now. Man, if only their weapon strength was a little bit higher. So the Kroxigors were able to get up and around, and quickly you can see that, you know, the front line of the heirs of Carthage not able to stand up to the onslaught of the Skinks and the Kroxigors. A little bit of friendly paddling going on there. You can see Skinks flying about, but yeah, these guys are crumbling already, so not a bad situation here. The onslaught is here, the Waaagh is on, and the Skaven are able to stabilize a little bit over here, but the Black Orcs in the middle should be able to kind of pound their way through. Savage Orcs obviously are pretty good, but a very nice zombie summon coming in from the heirs of Carthage right here, right behind these Savage Orcs who hate being rear charged. Their leadership is pretty poor, and obviously their combat stats are dependent on their leadership. So the two Hell Pit Abominations just kind of grinding in the pits wherever they can. The gun line over here has stabilized. Slingers with some nice Overwatch fire. But the Dinos and the Skinks, man, they just ran over that flank. Those Kroxigors and Company just annihilated that gunnery mob. So that's a very nice catch early on. Here we have a King Kong versus Godzilla battle. But the Skulkers are actually on the team of the Feral Carnosaur. So if the Skulkers come back and help, this Hell Pit Abomination will absolutely lose. So we have a T-Rex fighting a Hell Pit Abomination. This is a good fight. I honestly think the Carnosaur is in its environment. It has better combat stats and a little bit less overall weapon damage and regeneration. Oh, look at this. We got the locked animation. God, that's so cool. I hope they add more of those. But anyways, the Hell Pit Abomination's losing pretty badly over here. But in the center pocket, we can see the Kroxigors and the Skinks just with a full surround. So this entire flank over here, 100% collapse. The Skinks are just swarming in with like a million melee attack. The gunnery mob has stabilized, and now they're shooting into the Kroxigors. We got Slingers with Overwatch fire, but the Skinks are here. A very nice summon coming down from Noxilus. So that was a beautiful play right there. Able to really pin those guys in place. But, you know, the Skinks are quite ferocious this game. And the Kroxigors are, you know, being surprisingly mobile, kind of rotating up and around and having a good old time. And yeah, this is something. On the far side, though, Savage Orcs have buckled the this side of the formation. So suddenly there's going to be like two full armies kind of collapsing in here, right? There's Skinks coming in, there's Savage Orcs, as long as he doesn't overchase those guys. But it looks like these Skaven have kind of rallied a little bit here. Some summoned Plague Monks, obviously going to lose to the Black Orcs. And the Hell Pit Abomination here, I mean, Reptile King and the Taco Lizard 100% need to finish this Hell Pit Abomination. If they don't, I think they're going to be in big trouble. But if this Feral Carnosaur can just chase and bully this Hell Pit Abomination off the battlefield with the help of these Skulkers, that's going to be a huge win for them. And then the Feral Carnosaur can roam in, it can attack the other Hell Pit Abomination pretty safely. And on top of that, we have the Saurus Oldblood. So the Saurus Oldblood's pretty healthy, and he's fighting a Hell Pit Abomination. Remember, Saurus Oldbloods do have pretty damn good combat stats. They have 49, 52, 430, and a Gaze and Mort coming down from the Greenskins who are lending the aid to their Lizard allies. And remember, guys, there could be another Waaagh going down. So let's see if we can find Wurzog in this mess. So Wurzog, if he gets another Waaagh... Oh, Wurzog's still really healthy. So the Baconator is going to be charging in and maybe getting some sort of engagement on Noctilus. I don't know. I wonder what he's going to be doing now. He's probably just going to be finishing chaff. So he charges in. Some of these Skaven Slaves obviously not going to last terribly long, but he should be fighting in melee to make sure he gets his Waaagh back. So this battle's still going down, but I'm really surprised at how badly this Hell Pit Abomination got its ass beat by this Feral Carnosaur. So yeah, you need to chase that thing off because it'll regenerate, it'll come back. You need to finish off Hell Pit Abominations always. So here we have a little bit of a scary situation here for the Taco Lizard team. You can see the Saurus Oldblood getting a little bit teamed up on there. The Grey Seer with the Lure of Plague and the Hell Pit in a 2v1 engagement. Now, the Saurus Oldblood was doing good before, but this 2 vs 1 is definitely not good for business. And I don't know, there's some Black Orcs that could come help him maybe. But aside from that, Wurzog is over here a little bit out of position to help him. The Baconator is going to be going in, attacking the Vampire Fleet Captain, but the Captain does summon a bunch of zombies. Effigy of the Git going down, that would have actually been really good to help out this Saurus Oldblood right there, but too bad he did try and use it on the Vampire Fleet Captain. Kroxigors and company are actually chasing down Count Noctilus. It looks like they're the handguns are still here. You should definitely finish off those handguns. Another really good summon coming down from Noctilus here with these zombie-powered deckhand mobs, which is going to be kind of pinning up the forces of the Team Taco Lizard. But the Skaven and Vampire Coast, let's go ahead and take a big juicy look at the battlefield. So here they have some troops, they have some guys rallying here, but the Skinks are actually looking to get a little bit worn down now. I don't know, it's tough. Oh no, the heirs of Carthage actually got that back, so I definitely feel bad for the Team Taco Lizard. He should have chased that Hell Pit off the battlefield, because this thing's going to heal up to like 50-60%, and it's just going to massively tilt the bounce of power. But Anyways, if we look at the armies, though, the Skink cohort's still grinding it out a little bit. Looks like they are able to get a good engagement into the guns here, which is going to be helpful. And remember, a massive portion of the Heirs of Carthage army is summons, and they're all going to be slowly disappearing. The Baconator was also able to get some really good damage on the Vampire Fleet Captain, who's going down, but it looks like the Saurus Oldblood was taken out by the Hellpit Abomination, and now you can see the Feral Carnosaur is on a rampage going after the other Hellpit Abomination. So, the Baconator's a little bit surrounded, though. I don't know how he got himself surrounded in here. He's on Spleen Ripa, so he should be pretty quick, but he's trying to push his way out. But as far as reinforcements, there's Savage Orcs here. There's Savage Orcs coming in. Skink's still working everything down. Of course, the Vampire Coast army is going to be dissipating here. And you can see that the Skink Priest with Heavens is going to be... yeah, he's fighting the good fight. But yeah, even he's shaken at this point. So it's looking a little bit grim. So yeah, that Abomination, I'm telling you guys, the other one's coming back. The Feral Carnosaur has been doing a great job. He's been a really good pick here for Reptile King. You can see he's wavering. The Lord's dead. He's rampaging now. He's just going to be fighting the Chaff Wall. Noctilus basically gets free downtown shots at him. So it's looking pretty grim for the Team Taco Lizard here. But I mean, well fought. Both games have been super good. I think without the Saurus Oldblood and just the massive tide of Skaven summons and Vampire Co summons, I mean, I think that if the Saurus Oldblood had been protected and stabilized, the bounce power would actually be relatively even right now. But without leadership, you know, it's going to be tough. And the Feral Carnosaur, man, I really wish he had finished off that Hellpit Abomination for his sake. Because now, you know, it's just coming back. It's going to kill Savage Orcs. That would have massively shifted the bounce of power back towards the middle. But instead, the Feral Carnosaur is just going to be going after the other Hellpit. So it's kind of just like beating its head against the wall, just trying to rat off these regenerating units while being shot in the back by Count Noctilus and his friends. So, but I mean, you know, both armies are beat to hell, right? I mean, you have some guns over here. The Vampire Fleet Captain's super low. Hellpits are low. The Skaven leadership's pretty healthy. Baconator is at about half health, so he might be able to kind of pull something out. But again, he's going to be taking some sling fire. The Goblin, of course, getting a nice little missile attack there. But the Feral Carnosaur is broken, which I think is going to be the last lifeline here. So that might be a 2-0 victory here for the heirs of Carthage here. Wicked D and his teammate here doing a very, very good job. So that looks to be it. I mean, I don't think the Baconator can do it. There still is a presence here for the Team Taco Lizard. I mean, there's a bunch of skinks. Most of the summons for the Vampire Coast are almost gone. So, I mean, if you can usually outlast them, they're going to be a little bit thin towards the end of the game here. But yeah, this Focus Fire coming in, the Skink Priest going down is going to be tough. The double Hellpit Abominations are just like a pendulum swinging back in their favor, right? They're going to be healing. You have to chase off Hellpit Abominations. You have to. If you don't, you're going to lose the game. The Hellpit Abominations are able to break off Wurzog there in the distance. The Feral Carnosaur coming in for one last hoorah here. And here comes the Battle of the Ages as the T-Rex, who was winning. I mean, this Feral Carnosaur beat the hell out of these Hellpit Abominations, but nonetheless, he wasn't able to exactly do the trick here. So the Hellpit Abomination wisely going to be running here. But yeah, look at that. The Carnosaur just giving the straight business to these monsters here. But yeah, Wurzog's running. I mean, there's some Black Orcs left. There's not much left, honestly, though. If you look at the Vampire Coast, they have almost nothing. And same with the Skaven. I mean, they have like Skaven Slingers and 2 beat-to-hell Hellpit Abominations. But man, if he had just finished off those Hellpits, and yeah, maybe. Hard to say. So Hellpit Abomination here charging, or not Hellpit, but the Carnosaur gets some really good damage. There's going to be a Skaven summon coming down from the Plague Priest as the Dinosaur just gives the business to that guy. Wurzog's going to be getting chased off the battlefield. Some Black Orcs are left. Well, yeah, look at the armies just thinning out. Like, all the summons are disappearing, and the Lizards actually have some rallying here. So, I mean, if they still had some leadership, maybe. The Vampire Fleet Captain is very, very low as well. Savage Orcs are obviously going to be able to clean up this chaff pretty easily if they don't break due to army losses. But the Dinosaur T-Rex is still on the hunt. He's coming for that booty. I mean, nothing here has enough mass to stop him. But again, he could probably rampage. I think the Feral Carnosaur in a second here, after taking some damage, is probably going to rampage. So the Hellpit Abomination charges some of the Black Orcs, able to do some good damage. Black Orcs obviously not very good against like big monsters like this. And here we go. Here comes the Feral Carnosaur coming in. Oh, is he going to finish it? 1600 HP. Yeah, he's already healed like 400 since last we looked. But Feral Carnosaurs are faster. Oh my goodness, he got popped by that Feral Carnosaur. The Carnosaur doing beautiful work killing that Hellpit Abomination, but he is wavering right now due to the damage he sustained. He does have some Black Orcs helping him out, but look at this. Just methodically running around with this Carnosaur. I mean, is he going to be the hero Gotham needs? I don't think so, because this Hellpit's too healthy now. Like, this Hellpit would kill him, but again, had that guy been chased off earlier, maybe the Hellpit or the Feral Carnosaur would be able to kind of come in here and clean up shop, right? I mean, there still is some Lizard infantry. That's too bad. That was a close game. Very well played. So the Skaven and the Tomb Kings with a very cool double Hellpit build. I mean, they played very well. I mean, wherever there was an issue, the Vampire Coast was like covering in the back. Noctilus is shooting it in the back as it was chasing the other threats. That was a great game. So the Heirs of Carthage coming in here with a 2-0 victory. So they're going to be moving on to the Grand Finals. Let's go ahead and update this. And they're going to be our champs for the day. Yes, that was so much damage. How did that Carnosaur just feast like that? He just popped that Hellpit Abomination. Yeah, man, okay. Here we go. So, that's going to be it. So let's say GG to the players here. Make sure my game doesn't crash. Oh, okay. Well, that's that then. So let's go ahead and go over to the scoreboard. Not scoreboard. Where are the brackets? Here we go. And let's get the heirs of Carthage against the rightful kings. Go ahead and make their name a little bit bigger. Yes, good, Anakin. Good, good. We're going to be joining up the next lobby right now. And let's go ahead and find it here. And 1 second, guys. We're going to be back in just a moment. So those were some great games. And also, let me check some of the donations here. So there was a couple. Thank you, Thomas Jones, for the sponsorship. Major Kong for the Fat 25. And Al Turing for the 15. Six Stream Bro. Hope arm heals up. By the way, Bakersfield ain't that bad, dude. Got a Gold West Casino in the Gem of the West. Hey, fair play. Yeah, I've had some fun out there with my friend Paul. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you want to send in replays to the channel, just go to the business section of the YouTube and there's an email there for that. So, all right. So we're just going to get the final set up. Lobby up. And it looks like it's showtime. I'm just going to be joining up here in just a moment. Just got to find it. Is this it? I don't think that's it. Yeah, I think Halo is 0. Yes. Which is Professor Pone. He is here. Yeah, and if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to like. It definitely helps out quite a bit. Just getting the lobby name from the guys while they set it up. I see a couple. I have a feeling it's this game. Oh no, that's an 8-player game. Oh goodness. That one would be a little bit big. Smash that like. The Skinks did good. I mean, that initial onslaught of the Skinks was awesome. That was really cool. When they just kind of bum rushed in there. Yeah, that was great. All right, 1 second here. And for anyone watching after the fact, there will be timestamps to when the battles and the lobbies and everything start. Ah, here we go. And here we are in the grand finals. I don't know how that Hell Pit Abomination died so quick. So here we are in the game. So let's go ahead and come back to the lobby here, and we'll go ahead and set up the scorecards and everything. And yeah, so we just got to update the score. So this is going to be a best of 5. So it's going to be a little bit of a fierce cockfight here. And then we have the heirs of Carthage on the same side, and Taco Lizard is, it's going to be the rightful kings actually on this side now. So, rightful kings. Yes, and the team is assembling the grand finals in today's 2v2 tournament. The ESL finals are going to be in. They're going to be probably in the 1st or 2nd week of February, so we have a little bit of time. Yeah, 4v4 tournament, we're not doing that. It's too laggy. Wow, okay. So guys, Jason Denny, week by week. Jason coming in with the steel goddamn chair and donating $100. Holy shit. Jason, thank you, man. That's a rock hard one right there. That's a keeper. Jason, man, thank you so much. I mean, I know I must sound like a broken record to you, but thank you, man. I really appreciate it. One sec, just clarifying a rules question. You guys want, oh, Toddy. I think Toddy might be coming. The Midland flags have been raised. Oh my God. Yeah, but thank you so much, Jason, for the very generous donation, man. Holy shit. Hey, Major Kong, thank you, man. That means a lot. Tell her that goes in the book. Toddy's coming. Toddy. It's me, Toddy. Fucking Kazrak One-Eye Man. Oh my god, that whole bit was so funny. Just answering questions about rules. Cool. So the players are getting their armies ready. Looks like we're going to have a showdown. We're going to have the, again, we're going to have the Warriors of Chaos and the High Elves facing off against Norskin and the Greenskin. So a very bestial, aggressive war going on over here. So that's going to be quite a bit of fun to see. He took cardio beats chaos. I hope we get Toddy. Just rules questions, guys. All right. Yeah, we got to get the screen blocker up. They're just kind of working out a couple of the build questions here, trying to decide. Because again, they're facing new opponents. So let's get the screen blocker up. Wooker. Wooker's here. Wookie's here. He rises. All hail the Wookiee. He's arising from the deep. With tattered sails and incredible tales. Whenever I go to play Dwarves on ladder, I always listen to the Far Over the Misty Mountains Cold from The Hobbit. God, remember how exciting that was? Like when we had the first Hobbit trailer came out, like after it had been so long since Lord of the Rings, right? Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, is probably my favorite. Like those are my favorite movies of all time, right? And then you get like the Hobbit trailer, and like it just has these like this epic dwarf song with Far Over the Misty Mountains, and it's like, holy shit. God, man, those movies were definitely a bit of a disappointment, but the screen blockers just so the players don't stream snipe each other. All right. The Wookiee Sentinel keeps his crooked-eyed vigil. His eyes aren't that crooked, actually. Yeah, the Hobbit movies were a huge disappointment. The first trailer for The Hobbit, it looked so good. It looked so good, the trailer for The Hobbit. I was like, hell yeah. And then you get to the movie and there's just like dwarves like bouncing in barrels like down rivers and flying and doing like 360 backflips. I'm like, oh god, this isn't Lord of the Rings. Like, I understand if Legolas does this shit, but like, what the hell? Dwarves, like, no, it's like... Yeah, there was some redeeming qualities in the Hobbit movies. I mean, they were not good, but there was a couple scenes I loved. Like, when they show the dwarven flashbacks of the battle at Moria, and, you know, God, that scene is so epic when it's like... And remember when Balin's telling the story, and he's like, and it all began with beheading the king, and then it shows, like, the orc with the, you know, and then all of a sudden Thorin just leads this counter charge and like batters the orcs down. I had a full on chub when that scene happened. Yeah, but you know, the flashback scenes were really good. The Gollum scenes were good too. I mean, Gollum is always pretty solid. Andy Serkis does such a good job. It's hard not to like really enjoy him. Yeah, the Battle of Five Armies had some fun moments. I mean, the massive fight scenes with the dwarves, like, fighting is so cool. I love seeing the dwarf armies fight. Just with their shield walls. Oh, so cool. Give me your name, Horsemaster, and I'll give you mine. Yeah, the Gimli's my... I love Gandalf and Gimli are like my favorite characters. Yeah. Professor Pone says Smaug is the coolest character. Smaug is pretty damn cool. I'll give you that. Reptile King, you bite your tongue. The Hobbit was not better than Lord of the Rings trilogy. No goddamn way. No way, man. Get that out of here. Oh. Yeah. I mean, look. Anna and I were having this discussion a couple weeks ago. We're like, yeah, the Hobbit movies weren't the best, but we both enjoyed them. We're like, it's still Lord of the Rings. They're still some of our favorite characters. It was fun. I enjoyed the movies. I liked them. I'm just saying they weren't, when you compare them to a masterpiece like Lord of the Rings, it's like, there is no comparison really, you know? Yeah, Martin Freeman was a great, I thought Martin Freeman was a great Bilbo. I thought he did a great job with that. Yeah. Oh man, I would be so excited. So for anyone who doesn't know, yeah, and I guess we have time while the players are picking their armies, so we might as well just chat, right? But yeah, it looks like it's going to be the same combo as earlier. So Chaos and Hyles facing off against Norsca and the Greenskins. That's going to be fun. But we have Amazon bought the rights to the Lord of the Rings for a TV show. So Amazon and New Line Cinema is going to be doing a 5-season Game of Thrones style Lord of the Rings show. So there's going to be, and apparently the rumors say that it's going to be focusing on Aragorn in his younger life, because obviously Aragorn is a Dunedain, and the Dunedains are like old as shit. Like there's a deleted scene in the Two Towers when Aragorn is talking, you know, and I'm trying to remember the scene. Éowyn, am I totally blanking? Hold on a second. Right. I'm pretty sure. It's been so long. Yeah, Éowyn is like talking to Aragorn. Remember, but this is, I don't know if it's in the original movie. I think it was in the deleted one or the extended edition. But basically, Éowyn's like, you know, talking to Aragorn, and Aragorn says something along the lines of like, "Yes, I like fought alongside so and so, like who obviously was like 100, like you know, like not, I don't know if it was quite 100, but it was a long time ago because I think Aragorn's like in his late 80s in the movie, something like that. But I can't quite remember. But basically, Dunedain like lived like a long ass time, so you could go back to a period of time of Aragorn's youth and have like, you know, you could have like Theoden's dad, right? And you could have Gimli, and Gandalf will obviously still be around. Ian McKellen expressed interest in, yeah, Aragorn's 83. I knew he was like in his 80s, but Ian McKellen expressed interest in coming back as Gandalf for the Lord of the Rings TV show. But basically the point I was making is I would love to act in that show. I don't care if I'm like something being rode down by a horse, like a peasant in a village. Like I would love to be in that show. Yeah. Are you sure it's with Theoden? Wasn't it with like Theoden? He fought with Theoden's like father or something. I can't quite remember if it was with Theoden. Yeah, he fought with Éowyn's great grandfather. Yeah. God, in battle. Oh my God, if we got a Lord of the Rings RTS, holy shit, I would play that so hard on this channel. Yeah. God, I love Lord of the Rings. It's like, whenever they go into the West, you know, at the very end of the Return of the King, when like everyone's going into the West, I always feel like it's that same moment when, you know, you graduate, you know, high school, or you're moving out of your hometown, and like you and all of your friends are going your separate ways, like your childhood friends, you know, it's kind of like that really bittersweet. Like I get that same feeling when I watch the Return of the King. Like it almost like brings a manly tear to my eye, you know? It almost does. Yeah, I don't know. Almost, yeah. It's just like, man. No, I would actually like to just play like a guard. Like I don't care. Like if in terms of casting, I probably would be cast as just like a human like guard standing in a corner, just like super basic, like generic looking. Although my dad is actually my dad is a television actor, so maybe I could actually like see if he could work something for me. I don't know. Be like, hey pops, like you know who's doing casting for that? You hook me up. Anyways, here we are. So we're here in the finals. Make sure Wookiee isn't here right now, and we're going to start focusing on the game again. So we're in the grand finals, a best-of-5 showdown here, which is going to be between the rightful kings and the heirs of Carthage, who have come in with a pretty heavy amount of pressure today. But anyways, for the forces of the Rightful Kings, we got Spearmen and Marauders. So we got a little bit of tank, a little bit of spank here from the Marauders, who are a high DPS unit for their cost. In the back, we do have a Fire Sorcerer with Fireball and Burning Head, 2 Dragon Ogre Shaggoths. We got a Star Dragon up in the skies, and the Pigeon Queen is going to be in the forest. So if you're going to bring a Star Dragon and have 2 Shaggoths, you're definitely going to want to have a Alarielle for the healing. Now, for the forces of the Heirs of Carthage, it's going to be a ton of Gobos, a ton of nasty Skulkers in the secondary line, which are going to be very good against these monsters. We got some Orc Arrow Boys on both sides of the formation. We got the Rusty Arrows here in the middle. We got Wulfric the Wanderer. We got a Metal Caster with the Plague of Rust. And then we got a Feral Mammoth? 2 Feral Mammoths. Oh my god, this is going to be insane. I mean, the Mammoths are going to ramshackle this army, for sure. But the Shaggoths are basically a hard counter against the Feral Mammoths. So it's going to be crazy. Oh, I play Battle for Middle-earth hardcore. Oh, yeah. I played Battle for Middle-earth quite a bit. That was like 2008, I think, when that came out. Was it 2006 or 8? It was like when I was in high school. I'm 30 now, so it was at least 12 years ago. I mean, yeah, there's a Metal Sorcerer here. We got Wulfric the Wanderer. Hunter of Champions going to be quite good. And we have a Goblin Great Shaman coming in for Wicked D. So, oh my god, the memes are just out of control with the Heirs of Carthage here. But, I mean, the Mammoths and company are going to do well. But, I mean, a Star Dragon and 2 Shaggoths. If he had... I mean, there are 3 Archers, though. So, if they can amply protect the Rusty Arrows and the Orc Archers, they could really bring down some of these big monsters very quickly. Using the Mammoths and the Nasty Skulkers to kind of protect them. I mean, it could work pretty well, guys. It could work pretty damn well. Yeah. I don't know, we'll see. So, in the beginning here, you can see that the Plague of Rust has gone down on Kolek Suneater. He's going to be pulling back a little bit. And here comes a magic missile from the Goblins. So here it comes downtown. Wow, oh my god, oh my god. Are you guys seeing this? What the hell is that? So, they Plague of Rust him, which makes him more vulnerable to the Goblin missile attack. And they bring Kolek down to like 60% immediately. Okay. That is some next level dank tactics. But anyways, a Fireball coming down from the Rightful Kings. He's able to tag the Night Goblin Shaman, bring him down to half health. So he's a little bit beat up. But if the Goblins can get another volley off on Kolek like that, goddamn, what a cool synergy. I mean, that's the thing you see in these 2v2 tournaments, right? Anyways, the Heirs of Carthage are going to be advancing in here for this big pit fight. Chaos obviously just going to be forming a bit of a bastion here. And you can see the healing is going to be going down on Kolek. Another missile attack coming in. Mammoth's bull rushing in as well. But that healing doing very good by Kolek. But still, he's in a very, very dangerous position here, right? There's going to need to be some Earthbloods, and now the Goblin Archers are pouring fire in, and this is going to be very painful. Those arrows are going to slowly wear him down, especially considering the Rusty Arrows are back there. Another Fireball going down, trying to hit the Heirs of Carthage Goblin Caster right here, but it looks like he's able to kind of stabilize. But Big Daddy Kolek, oh man! Guys, Kolek got shattered in a matter of seconds. So the Rightful Kings losing Kolek to the Goblin Fireballs, plus the double Mammoths and Wulfric with the Wa, they were able to come in there with the Hunter of Champions and put him in a trash can. So Kolek just getting dumpstered by the Goblin Shamans, Wulfric and the double Mammoth Ramrod. You can see that Alarielle, the Pigeon Queen, is trying to run, but the Archers and the Nasty Skulkers here from the Heirs of Carthage doing a beautiful job. And here you can see that there's going to probably be a smoke bomb coming down here in a moment, but another missile attack coming in from these Goblin Shamans, or actually the Goblin Great Shaman, just doing outstanding work, and Alarielle is like, oh my god, just in serious trouble. And I mean, aside from the Shaggoths, there's not a lot of stopping power. I mean, Spearmen and Marauders, I mean, the Star Dragon in the back, of course, is going to be a menace, but the Mammoths are just giving the business to these Spearmen and these Chaos Warriors. And the Norskins have just run them over. I mean, there is a big Shaggoth here in the middle, but Wulfric should be able to, handle it with the help of a Mammoth. Over here, the Pigeon Queen does get caught a little bit. There is a smoke bomb effect, and it looks like the Goblin Great Shaman is able to kind of chase her down and keep her on the ground. Plague of Rust is going to be lowering her armor, and he comes in and gives her a nice little prison shank. And it looks like there's going to be a couple more missile attacks going down in a second, but the Pigeon Queen is in some serious trouble. So very clever tactics here from the Heirs of Carthage, and they're definitely doing a great job. So right here you can see that the Rusty Arrows and the other Orc Archers are back online. The Mammoths, look at these Mammoths just hunting down the Shaggoth. The Shaggoth's like, help me, Anakin, I'm so weak. Oh, help me, I can't hold any longer. And the Feral Mammoths are just chasing down this Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. He's definitely not happy. Wulfric the Wanderer, though, is in a bad situation as well. He's having a dual Star Dragon, which isn't the best situation. The Shaggoth coming over to kind of 2v1 him. And Wulfric's going to have to hold on. He does have the Mammoths coming over, but nonetheless, Wulfric fully surrounded. And it looks like over here the Rightful Kings have a massive surround on him. And Wulfric is able to get the Hunter of Champions right here on the Chaos Sorcerer. And it's going to allow him to escape. Anyways, Marauders and Nasty Skulkers coming in. It's going to be quite good. Orc Arrow Boys definitely are going to want to turn and start shooting here. Not sure why they're running in this general direction. Over here, the Goblin Great Shaman and the Nasty Skulkers just annihilated the Pigeon Queen. So the Goblin Great Shamans with the missile attacks are just putting down these lightly armored lords. So they lowered Kolek's armor using the Plague of Rust, which makes him more vulnerable against these low AP missile attacks. And oh my god, the Pigeon Queen overcasted and blew herself up. So the Winds of Magic just surged through her and she exploded in the air. And she tried to get one more heal off, but man, what a game here from the Heirs of Carthage in game 1. So the Rightful Kings definitely on their back leg here. The Star Dragon and the Shaggoth doing a good job beating down this Mammoth, but at this point, Wulfric's alive, the Goblin Great Shaman, the firing line is still here. You can see they're just going to be raining hell into these guys, right? So yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a lot they can do. Skulkers coming in, just everywhere you look. The Heirs of Carthage just have a ton of troops. Missile attacks coming in, just pounding out. Oh man, that Goblin Great Shaman is just the MVP this game, and it looks like they're going to be shattered due to army losses. God damn, what a game. What a game. I mean, everyone's like, yeah, let's bring the big monsters, and then suddenly the little goblins just blow them into oblivion. Which is, I mean, and look, they had to invest a lot. They had to invest Plague of Rust overcasted. They had to like focus a lot of Winds of Magic, but ultimately it ended up being worth it. Kolek got blown up. Oh, no, Kolek rules forever, my son. So King Agizal, it's a 2v2 format where each player has 6,200 gold. So that's going to be game 1 for the Heirs of Carthage with very clever tactics. Using Hunter of Champions, double Plague of Rust on the casters, it looks like, and yeah. Just absolute insanity there. That was so cool. One of the more fun games I've seen, for sure. Hundreds of years of Magic practicing. So let's see. Philip, thank you for the donation of the 10 zloty. Happy New Year's to you, man. My fellow Jawi friend. Yakshemash, Dziękuję. I don't know how to say Happy New Year's. I'm trying to remember. I think Anna taught me, but I just can't quite. So Jason Denny with another donation, I think. Let me see here. Make sure I didn't miss that. Okay, yeah, no, it was the same one. It just was like lagging. So yeah, again, thank you, man, for that. And thank you for the 10 zloty. Yeah, so let me go ahead right now and give you guys the Discord link. So I'm going to jump in here. Get you guys the right one. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome to the Gotrek and Felix 2v2 tournament. We're here in the grand finals. Discord. I'm going to do a little bit of spam just to make sure everyone can see it. Hopefully you guys don't mind. There you go. We're back in action. It looks like they switched to the right map. So here we're going to have double Tomb Kings again from Ritus and King of the Dead. We saw this nastiness earlier, but it's going to be facing off against the Empire and the Dinos. Now, if the Empire brings enough powder and the Dinos hold up the front line with Saurus, I think this could be really damn strong. Bretonnia and Vampire counts have a good synergy? I don't think so. No. Pone, don't ban me. I can't hold on any longer. I'm so weak. Kolek Missile Eater. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, guys, so in that Discord channel, if you guys are interested in playing in 2v2, basically shoot me a message and say, hey, I want to play in the 2v2 league, but here's me and my teammate. Don't message me until you have a teammate, because otherwise it's just like, you know, I want to like get you in with your team and put you in your team bracket, because I have like an organization system in there. So anyways, yeah, that's going to be that. Cool. Toussaint, thank you, man. Can you make a top 10 multiplayer generic lords? I don't know if I could do a top 10, because that maybe I could talk about like the best generic lords, probably. Like maybe top 3 would be better. I would love Warcraft 4. I would play the shit out of Warcraft 4. Warcraft 3 was like my first RTS game I went like balls deep on. That's how I actually got like skilled at RTS games. Warcraft 3 and Warcraft 2, Tides of Darkness, StarCraft, Brood War. I played a lot of Brood War back in the day. I mean, I have a feeling we might see like a tank or something. I don't know. I don't know what we could be seeing here, guys. No, gaze spells did not get buffed, but people just never use them. And the Goblin Gaze doesn't do damage, very good damage to heavy armor. So if you use like Gaze of Vindictive Glare against like Kolek normally with his 95 armor, he's just going to brush it off. But what they did is they Plague of Rusted, and the scaling on that, it's still, magic has a degree of armor piercing, right? So they lowered Kolek's armor to 35 and then double shot him at the same time, which on top of Hunter of Champions, he was just like buttered up bread. God, that was so cool. Yeah. I think the Walking Haggard has to come back one of these weeks. This is the grand finals. The grand finals of today's tournament are a best of 5. So for anyone who's just joining, there's still quite a bit of entertainment. And yeah. I mean, at the very least, 2 more games. That's assuming the Heirs of Carthage win the next 2, but the Rightful Kings are no slouches. They're going to be back with a vengeance, so. Ugh. You think he's going to go heavy cav with the Empire? I don't know. I probably wouldn't go heavy cav as the Empire, and you want to know why? It's because heavy cav, most Tomb King's armies just spam skeleton spears. And in Ushabti Grapos are pretty much a hard counter to heavy cav. Personally, I would just go mass infantry with the like Saurus. Just bring like a ton of Saurus to beat down those skeleton front line. And from there, the Empire can bring like 4 handgunners. They can bring some Demogryph Knights and like a Flying Lord. And that's going to be enough to really, you know, pound those constructs down. Yeah, both teams can be the same race. Yeah. Probably not, Matthew. I'm not a big... I don't drink too much. I mean, Anna and I went out on New Year's, actually. And we were like, yeah, let's go out and go to a bar and drink and do the whole like midnight thing at a downtown Pasadena, which is a city near us. And like we got there at like 10. I had like 2 or 3 beers, and Anna I think had a couple drinks, and both of us were like, yeah, let's just go home and hang out with the dogs. So we actually left before midnight, just went home, hung out with the dogs. That's like how we roll. I want to do more Magic the Gathering. I probably will start Magic again when the next expansion comes out, because there's another expansion coming out soon, which is going to be introduce Ravnica Allegiance, I believe. Yeah, but I'll start then. The problem is my hand hurts really bad typically, so I only do Total War, and then after that I'm just kind of resting. Slann aren't as powerful as they are in lore and tabletop, but they're still really good, I think. Yep. Yeah. Hey, evil bookie from Germany. Cheers, man. Yeah, I mean, we got 1,172 people here. If you guys want, drop a like. It does help out quite a bit. If we could get up to 1,000, that would be pretty sweet. Yeah. I know, I love playing Magic, but honestly, it just hurts my hand, just all the clicking. So, I don't know. It's like, do I want to get more Total War videos out, or do I want to do a Magic stream? It's kind of like, it's going to be Total War, so. What question, St. Augustine? Did I miss something from you, Mr. Augustine? I don't see your question, so. Oh yeah, I like Game of Thrones for sure. Yeah, I used to go to Magic drafts I used to go to Friday Night Magic every week. Oh yeah, I was pretty serious. Yeah. Well, I hopefully we'll get Toddy at some point today. We haven't seen Toddy yet, so he might be coming in. I think Midland was one of the picks for those guys, so I think they might be like their 4th or 5th pick, so we'll see if we get to that. Would I ever consider doing a Dawn of War skirmish like we did for Warcraft 3? Are you saying Dawn of War, which Dawn of War, St. Augustine? I only played Dawn of War 3. I haven't played the other ones. Yeah. Oh, I see you. Oh, yeah, both my hands hurt, yeah. Mm. Professor Pone and I once played in one of my own 2v2 tournaments, and our team was called the Walking Haggard. Maybe we'll play next week. Maybe. Yeah, it's a little tricky right now, but hopefully in the next month or 2 after I get some treatment for my hand, I'll be able to play more for you guys. Honestly, I'd like to stream every single day. Like if I had a normal functioning hand, like a regular human being, I would stream 5 days a week, and then I would put up probably 1 or 2 videos a day. Like it would be pretty heavy duty for sure. Yeah. No, I never played Dawn of War games. I played Warcraft 3 mostly in terms of RTS and StarCraft. Start whenever. So, King of the Dead and Ritus, the rightful kings are ready. It looks like the Lizardmen plus the Empire here from the Heirs of Carthage, who are currently up 1-0, ready as well. And we're going to be on the Pillar of Bone. Yeah. Swords of Chaos are a very bad unit. They're just not cost effective. They're okay in campaign because the AI isn't going to focus them down, but... Let's see. I have horrible wrist tendonitis. And bicep heads tendonitis. So it's like, it radiates down my whole arm, which sucks. Yeah. Is the Saturday stream a regular thing? It's kind of random, honestly. I just wanted to... I can't remember why we ended up doing Saturday this week. TM, my son says I look like an art teacher. Hey, that's cool. I'll take it. Mad respect for the art teachers. Yeah, I'm excited to see this, though. I mean, double Tomb Kings was very strong earlier. I mean, getting those layering of those, like, powerful Tomb Kings lords are very good. They're very good. They have, like, great abilities, great lords of magic. I mean, they're scary. Yeah. It's kind of a, you know, as far as co-casting goes, I've never, like, I like co-casting in person, but, like, when it's two people not at the same computer, it's kind of, like, it's a little bit trickier to not, like, talk over one another and, like, I mean, I do it, but... I prefer to co-cast with someone in person because then you can like take the cues from them talking and looking at you and knowing when they're done with their point, and it's a little bit easier to naturally flow, like what we do with Ever Chosen. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about growing for the next Ever Chosen Invitational, whenever it is down the road. I'm looking at maybe growing a mullet. Like that's why I'm kind of growing my hair right now, because I want to have a mullet for the Ever Chosen and like come in with a mullet and just be a powerful 80s dude. Yeah, if there's any Saudi princes in chat who want to fund my stem cell injection. I mean, I'm working on it. I'm meeting with the guy on Tuesday, and we're going to negotiate the rates and everything, and we're going to see if I can afford it. I mean, there's a large chance I won't be able to, but I think I'll be able to, actually, because the guy seems like flexible. Yeah, I'm ambitious, and if I can, I'm going to save up, and I'm going to be able to eventually. So I just want to like talk to him and see if it'll work for what I have. Okay, anyways, back to the game, guys. Time to focus. Here we are. So we are here in the second game of this best of 5 series between the rightful kings, which is going to be playing the double Tomb Kings. They're going to be facing off against a somewhat reasonable alliance of the Empire and the Dinos. They could, you know, end up fighting right against Tomb Kings. I mean, maybe like an Empire expedition in Lustria. They're kind of like, you know, trading. I don't know. There could be some like extended explanation. But for the Tomb Kings, it looks like it's going to be an entire front line of skeleton spears and then a massive firing line of Ushabti great bows. There's going to be 4 of those in total. We have the Grand Hierophant Khatep and the High Queen Khalida. So Khalida looks like she does have her buffs. She's going to be buffing the Ushabti great bows and playing very defensively. We have a Lich Priest with the Lore of Light on the far side, and looks like the other caster, of course, is going to be Khatep. So we have Lore of Neakara and Lore of Light, which is going to be cool. And for the forces of the Empire and the Lizards, front line is going to be Swordsmen. Swordsmen, State Troops, Chaff. Secondary line is going to be Skink Cohorts with Javelins. And then Laser Dinos. So we're literally going to have lasers and just all kinds of stuff shooting at one another. This is going to be awesome. For the Empire, we have some handguns, which are going to be crucial. The Laser Dinos can lay some good fire into the Ushabti great bows, and the handguns are really going to be the breadwinner. So especially the silver bullets if he has them. No, it doesn't look like he does. Aside from that, it's just going to be Skinks and Halberds. Halberds in the back, very good against constructs. So this army from the heirs of Carthage, very well rounded. We got Pimp Daddy Gelt here with the Final Transmutation, Aslan Mage Priest with Apotheosis and Hand of Glory to buff up the handgunners, which I think is going to be really cool to see. And that's pretty much it. Solid army from both players. I mean, I think they both adapted well to what they've seen from one another, and I think this is going to be really fun. So I'll let them know they can start anytime. Yeah. It is go time. Yes, my friends. I really do want to grow a mullet. I was actually trying to guilt Italian Spartacus into growing a friar tuck, because even though he's bald, he could grow hair on the sides of his head, so he could grow like a friar tuck, and I could have a mullet, and we would just be like the power team right there. Anyways, Ushabti great bows are going to be firing in, wasting some swordsmen in the front. A little bit of a waste of their ammunition for sure, but I mean, I guess there's not too many good targets, but yeah, there are. Ushabti great bows should switch on to the Bastillodon. So yeah, you can see right there that the rightful kings and King of the Dead, who I think is controlling all the Ushabti great bows, is going to be switching onto the Bastillodons, and the Bastillodons are getting melted pretty bad. They are going to be returning fire, but Ushabti great bows are much better versus such a type of target. So looks like this one Bastillodon is going to be falling back. Apotheosis can heal it up. And wow, what is that massive debuff on the whole army? It looks like there's like some sort of a weird aura. But anyways, the Skinks and the Swordsmen and State Troops are going to be advancing to meet the Skeleton Spears, which is just basically just going to be a bit of a grind fest. But the handguns, I mean, if the handguns can get in there and start getting some, like, just unleashing massive amounts of firepower onto the Ushabti great bows, that could be very powerful. So we have 240 range on these guys. Ushabti Grapos have 255. So they can outrange the Bastillodons, which is definitely pretty tough. Skinks and everyone else are going to be engaging. Obviously, I think the Tomb King's with Khalida here in the front. You can see she's getting all crazy Snake Lady. She's going to be like tail whipping some of those guys. But there's going to be the first volley of the Skink cohorts engaging. You can see some of the Spearmen are going to be pushing through. And the Ushabti Grapos are actually falling back behind this secondary line. So I think they kind of foresee that the front line may buckle. But I mean, there's not like elite troops here from the Empire or the Lizardmen. So I really think Saurus would have been quite good here as well. Anyways, the Bastillodons have fallen back, but that's a really tough initial start here for the heirs of Carthage. The Bastillodons just getting pounded by the Ushabti Grapos, and maybe, just maybe, he's going to wait for the Ushabti Grapos to run out of ammunition against the other targets, and then the Bastillodons are going to come back, which is a very, very patient game plan. I like that quite a bit, but Ushabti Grapos raining just hellish fire into the handgunners here. Those guys are not having a good time, and Grand Hierophant Kotep just waddling around the back with his pimp cane, and he's just having a good time. Maybe going to be dropping some sandstorms. Who knows? But the handguns back here are shooting in at Kotep, it looks like. Ushabti Grapos are all at about half ammunition, so it kind of is working, the delayed game. But yeah, the Bastillodons are going to be coming back in. State troops and handguns on the flank looking for an opportunity to get in here. And also remember, Balthazar Gelt does have that massive, massive final transmutation, which he could cast, which could do some huge work for sure. I think maybe going after like Kotep or something could be quite good. So Ushabti Grapos are going to be scooting forward. Looks like they're going to be going after the Bastillodons, which will get melted in a matter of seconds. Ushabti Grapos are basically designed to kill like large armored targets, whereas Bastillodons with solar engines are more meant against light. They actually have really bad armor and piercing, so they're not going to trade as effectively. I mean, 1-to-1 it might be okay, but since it's 2-to-1 in favor of the Ushabti Grapos, I don't think it's going to be too good. Apotheos is going down with the handgunners in the back, trying to top those guys off. And it looks like these state troops are getting through the skeleton spears. Skinks are going to be bum rushing through the lines a little bit. You can see Skinks here slipping through, and Halberds pushing through. So, I mean, there is some give and take here. It's a pretty damn even battle right now. Up on the high ground, there are some handgunners for the heirs of Carthage getting some beautiful shots into the High Queen Khalida. Balthazar Gelt getting chased off a little bit by the Light Wizard, but of course he's on his mighty steed, so he's going to be able to probably outrun these guys. The undead horses aren't as quick, I don't think. 76 to 83, so yeah, Balthazar Gelt's quite a bit faster. It looks like Gelt did get a final transmutation on Khalida. She's at about half health, so that probably melted her down pretty effectively. Ushabti Grapos, pretty good ammunition conservation here by King of the Dead. Those guys are still online, and the Bastillodons just kind of rotating away from the Ushabti Grapos, which is really good. I mean, honestly, if I was, Halo here and the heirs of Carthage, I would probably just keep these Bastillodons away on the hill and just use them to kind of shoot infantry from a safe distance and poke in and out, staying away from those Ushabti Grapos. Because when the Grapos run out of ammo, those guys will pretty much have free reign on the whole map. So the Slime Mage is pushing in. A lot of the Skeleton Spears are actually losing against these Skink cohorts, which makes sense. Skeleton Spears have pretty pitiful combat stats. The Empire State Troops have won the frontline engagements. You can see crumbled skeletons pretty much all over the place. So the Skinks and State Troops are now going to start pushing down these Grapos. And I mean, they might be able to actually just force them off. And yeah, it's going to be tough. Handgunners over here have full ammunition. They're going to be pouring in and definitely doing some heavy lifting against these Grapos. In the back, though, a very nice catch here for the rightful kings. It looks like High Queen Khalida plus the Lich Priest, who obviously has Nets of Amnitalk, was able to catch Balthazar Gelt with the nets, and they just punished him. So very, very well played here by the rightful kings, able to catch Balthazar Gelt and put him in a trash can there. But if you look at the battlefield, it's looking like it's a pretty heavy amount of troops left here. The Slime Mage is still alive. The Bastillodons are now shooting in, and they're actually going to be going after Grand Hierophant Kotep. Now, most of the Tomb King's lords, not Kotep, though, because apparently I don't think he's like dead. He doesn't have the same like undead quality. I mean, he is undead. I don't really know the lore. I think Kotep's actually like alive in the lore. Like he's not like a Tomb King, like undead Tomb King, but he's not weak to fire. But anyways, the Bastillodons can do some good damage against him. He has 40 armor. He's a pretty lightly armored target. Shield of the Old Ones going down on the Swordsman to give him that nice resist. And you can see the Spearmen are all but crumbled, right? There's a couple left in the wings over here. But the guns are scooting up. They're getting some good shots probably on High Queen Khalida. Some halberds back here actually get broken. I'm not sure how. They seem pretty healthy. But more halberds piling in, more Spearmen pouring in. And it looks like the Skinks are also buckling off as well. But in the back, I mean, the Ushabti Grapos are basically just being forced into the corner of the map. And they might just run out of ammunition. And if they do, if they have to fight Spearmen and halberds and handguns who actually are still somewhat healthy, it's going to be really, really tough for those guys. So the heirs of Carthage doing a good job cleaning up the chaff here. The rightful kings in the back still getting that Ushabti Grapo fire, just trying to pick off whatever they can. But again, remember, Ushabti Grapos are actually quite powerful in melee. Nero's Incantation of Protection going down on this group to protect them against the poking damage of those Spearmen. That's a lot of halberds and spears, boys. That is a lot of pressure coming in. And these Grapos are all looking a little bit low on the ammunition. And yeah, this guy's about 20%. They're all like, these ones actually have quite a bit. They're at about 50, 60%. But yeah, Bastillodons are now scooting back in, starting to get a little bit of poking. Ushabti Grapos are going to switch onto the Bastillodons. He should definitely keep those guys back. So Hand of Glory has gone down on this Bastillodon, which is going to give him reload skill and melee attack, which is pretty cool. And yeah, he's poking. And also the Ushabti Grapos are going to be forced back by these spears, so that's going to allow the Bastillodons to keep shooting while the Ushabti Grapo here probably have to run. So the state troops, including the halberds and the skinks in the back, are going to be advancing. It looks like the Lich Priest with light. He might actually get trapped in here by these halberds a little bit. He has a little bit of an opening to get away, so he's actually able to squeak away there. But that could have been bad. Grand Hierophant Kotep tries to drop a big nasty vortex right here, but it doesn't look like it hits a whole lot, so it's not going to be the best situation. But Grand Hierophant Kotep popping the Arcane Conduit. Ushabti Greatbow still continuing to shoot in, just pour some pepper onto the halberds, which are good targets. Oh my god, just a kill box. You can see these halberds and skinks just getting torn to shreds by these Ushabti Greatbows. But, I mean, the wave is still coming. There's still a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a full health group of handgunners, which are great against constructs. Kalida's getting pretty low, and Grand Hierophant Kotep's healthy, but the Salon is also waddling forward. State troops are coming in. Bastiladons are still somewhat healthy. Apotheosis doing a pretty good job kind of keeping those guys topped off. A little bit of lag here, so hopefully no one disconnects. That would be super unfortunate. So, no, come on, push it, don't disconnect. No. Someone's potato is struggling. It's okay. I mean, obviously it's not like natural lag. These players all seem to have pretty good connection. So here we go. So we've stabilized. A little bit of push and lag. Oh, don't do it. Haikun Kalita gets hit with a Blood Statue of Spite, and she's getting blasted by that Bastiladon. Looks like that shot does narrowly miss her. She's going to be waddling on her Serpent to attack some spears, which is never good. I mean, there's not too many good targets left. Like, all of the state troops are like anti-large variants, but I mean, they're also getting forced back by the Ushabti. This is a close game, very, very evenly matched here in the finals. Hand of Glory going down on the Bastiladon to give him the reload skill, so he's going to be shooting quite a bit faster. And it looks like there was a net on the halberds back here, so you know you're getting desperate when you have to net down halberds, right, from Ushabti. But Ushabti are probably going to move around in a big Zerg right now and just like be like a big beatdown squad, because again, they're still powerful in melee. A little bit low in the melee attack department, but those handguns are also going to be super clutch here for the heirs of Carthage. But ooh, Grand Hierophant Kotep is in the wrong neighborhood, and he is on foot, so this could actually be really bad. He's on foot. He's going to get like circle beaten by all these state troops. I wonder if the Ushabti are going to come in and try and rescue him. You can see the 4 Ushabti up here on the high ground are going to be shooting into the blob, but the heirs of Carthage taking some damage, and now you can see the Bastiladons shooting in and taking out those chosen of the gods, doing beautiful work. Handguns are online. They're just gunning down Kotep. Kotep is getting low. He's trying to run away, but Kotep obviously is very old and very slow. Spearmen are going to be collapsing on him. Some skinks are going to be pressuring the back line here. And the Bastiladons are just kind of getting free range now. And even if the Bastiladons run out of ammo, you have to remember the Bastiladons are still like, they hit hard. They have good armor piercing. So they're going to be able to fight the Ushabtis in melee and probably do some good work in the late game. A beautiful vortex going down from Kotep, which actually mulches some of those handgunners here. So that's pretty hog wild. But nonetheless, these guys are going to be pouring back in to start shooting again. But Grand Hierophant Kotep having a rough old time. He's getting a little beat to the ropes here. He's got how much? -1, -5. Yeah, he's almost breaking in terms of leadership. Skinks are just swarming back here. Ushabti Greatbows are shooting in as well, but there's just a massive tide of these forces of the heirs of Carthage. I mean, just like almost like a Vermintide, right? Like skinks and state troops. I mean, a Vermantide. Another Bastiladon shot coming in, tagging High Queen Kalida, who is weak to fire, and the Bastiladons, they do fire damage, so it's going to be an extra 22%. Here they come, another shot, hitting High Queen Kalida, slowly working her down, and it looks like the rightful kings are being forced into the corner of the map by this Empire and Lizardmen army, and the Ushabti Greatbows here are not having a good time. So an Overcasted Nets is going to be saving some of those guys and allowing them to potentially do some work, but they're just a horde. There's so many. Look at this, just like an endless tide of spearmen and halberds and just all kinds of crazy stuff going on, and it looks like the Toad Lord himself. So what flavor is this guy? This guy looks like he's an orange sherbet salon. Those guys are the orange sherbet Wrath is just pushing the Tomb Kings to the edge of the map. You can see that Grand Hierophant Kotep's trying to stabilize, and a very nice situation over here. It looks like the Ushabti actually are able to push some of those guys off, and the battle's certainly not over yet. But when Kotep goes down, that's going to be really, really nasty. And you can see that Kalida's having to run away as well. Oh my god, this is just like, this is such a gnarly situation. So the Bastiladon's still shooting in here, working on these guys. Bastiladon's probably will be able to shoot for another minute or two, but yeah, I don't think they have enough. I think that they're just going to, Kotep's going to go down, Blood Statue of Spite going down here, Halberd's going in. And I think when Kotep goes down and Kalida's like just poison running from a horde of angry skinks, yeah, it's going to be tough. I would probably use the Bastiladons. Yeah, I guess they don't really have a choice, but yeah, look at that. King of the Dead able to reposition these Ushabti Greatbows, and now he's going to be shooting in and getting massive focus fire here in the Bastiladon. Might be able to break it. He does break it. That's a really nice grab right there. So that might be able to claw them back to the game. And from here, maybe he's going to go after the other Bastiladon, who's actually charging into melee, which is going to be interesting. So, but yeah, 2 handguns are healthy. Kotep's going down. Oh man, this is going to be nasty. If those handgunners can open up a full salvo on High Queen Kalida, she might actually die here. So the handgunners turning about face. Looks like there's going to be some sort of a vortex going down here. Yeah, Bastiladon charging in. He gets the Cold-Blooded to give him leadership and make sure he doesn't rampage. Granted, the Bastiladon Solar Engines don't rampage, so Banishment doesn't do a whole lot against non-infantries, but still, I guess it's damage, right? It does something. High Queen Kalida, very, very low. Handgunners, of course, shooting in here. And I think Kotep is dead. Kotep was forced off and basically crumbled into the Shadow Realm. And the handgunners, yeah, just going to be pressuring. So eventually, when the Tomb Kings do run out of ammo here, I mean, obviously they're trying to pick off whatever they can, which is good. They're scrapping. They're going after some of these troops on the wings. Is Bastiladon holding pretty well, though? He's at 930 leadership. He might stabilize now that he has some friends nearby. And yeah, I mean, everything's getting so low for the Tomb Kings. I just don't think they can do it. It looks like the heirs of Carthage are probably going to take this game. High Queen Kalita getting hit with the Blood Statuette of Spite, which is kind of like a mini Buna effect. He's getting poisoned by skinks nonstop. Just this tide of pressure coming in here. And the Ushabti Grapos have a little bit of ammunition left, but definitely not enough. I mean, let's see. So these guys have a little bit. These guys have one. These guys have one. I mean, they are fighting. They're trying to, but yeah, their units are all getting caught. The Lich Priest here is weak binding. He's crumbling. They're probably going to get slapped with army losses in a moment. This Bastiladon actually ramrods in and attacks High Queen Kalita. So Kalita's trying to fight back, but yeah. Pimpta, the Orange Sherbet Slan is relentless. Look at him. He's like, I am relentless. And High Queen Kalita here, yeah, having a rough old time. So 400 HP. She's trying her little heart out. The Lich Priest with light here getting surrounded by skinks and just being beaten down. And you can see it looks like they're trying to chase off this Bastiladon here, which is good. But the bounce power is just, those handguns are just gonna just gun down whatever they can hit. Oh, a massive volley coming in. Kalita is so low. And the Snake Lady, is she gonna survive? And the Snake Lady's gonna topple here in a moment. And the proud, oh, you see that skink? He came up and just bopped her on the head. Oh my God, what a cool army here from the heirs of Carthage. Beautiful stuff. And that's it. That is game 2. If they win the next one, that's going to be a 3-0 victory here in the finals. Yeah, that was a cool game. Oh my God. Wasn't that cool? So, the Lizardmen and the Empire, led by team the heirs of Carthage, able to take that game. Solar Engines, very patient play with them. The Skinks were relentless. The Orange Sherbet Slan with the Hand of Glory was awesome. The Empire handguns did a great job. Balthazar Gelt got put in a can a little bit, but the tide of halberds and spears were just so effective that game. I mean, it was just an awesome build by both players. And honestly, Ritus and King of the Dead had great armies too. It was a close game. Could have gone either way. I thought those Great Bows might have just melted all the high-value targets too quickly, but both armies scrapped and fought, and that was all she wrote. So let's get Wookiee up. Go back to the lobby. Well played. All right, so let's see what they whip out here for the next game. Yo, so when can I get in on one of these streams? Well, you got to message me on Discord. We're live in action, yes. that was a cool build. So let's see. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. So we got a donation on PayPal from from Anthony. Thank you so much for the $2 donation, man. And Steven as well for the 15. Thank you, man. What's the most one-sided matchup? I think it used to be Chaos versus Vampire Counts in favor of the Vampire Counts. That's a nasty matchup, but yeah, pretty hard. Um, 2v2 is definitely its own beast. You can tell the teams that like practice together, like, and they have these like synergies, like the Goblin Great Shaman tactics and like just these things that normally you wouldn't think would be good. That's what's so cool about the 2v2 format, especially the sub commanders. Kislev Bears OP. Game 3. So this is a must-win, and it looks like King of the Dead is going to be going Vampire Coast. Ritus is going to be going Empire, so we're probably going to see a lot of Powder against Vampire Counts and High Elves. Interesting. So Powder versus Vampires and High Elves. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We will see, my friends. Been quite a showcase today. Yeah, Dwarves and Wood Elves would be interesting for sure. Yeah, I think Chaos has a very hard time against Vampire Counts. The vampire. Yeah, it kind of is like the vampire. Yeah, that's good. We're going to see if they can pull it back. They're down 2-0. And remember, it is a best of 5. So if Ritus and King win the next 2 games, it would go to a game 5, which would be pretty insane. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sure game 3 will be very chaos focused. You're probably going to get like all those chaos type armies, yeah. We'll do it. We'll do Loreful army someday. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have like Lore Master of Sotek approve the army list. Be like, that could happen. That happened, you know. Oh yeah, Kislev would be really fun. Kislev would be really fun. Bearcav, oh my god, that would be absolute insanity, my friends. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again. Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining. We have 1,230 people in here. Definitely very solid. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the format. And what I'm going to start doing now is like every Wednesday, I'm going to be putting up a poll on the channel in my community section, which is going to see what you guys want to see on the weekend streams. So yeah, so just stay tuned for that, guys. This next weekend, we'll probably offer another one of these, the Gotrek and Felix 2v2 series, standard flash tournament. We might offer a tabletop tournament next weekend if you guys are interested. Yeah, so we'll see. Dr. Evil says, let me in one of these matches soon, my dude. I've watched you since you were a small boy. Dr. Evil, just Pone gave a link to the Discord. Make sure to join. And from there, you need to just shoot me a message with you and your teammate. And once you have a teammate, we can get you in. Oh, does Invocation of Nehek, let's see. I'm looking forward to, in Game 3, yeah, I'd love to see a Kislev faction. That'd be really cool. I feel like there's enough bad guys. I mean, Chaos Dwarves will be fun, but I'm a true Dawi loyalist, like the Sons of Krogni. Heroes of the Storm. Oh yeah, I used to play that a little bit. It was fun. Ugh. It's 4:10. It's 4:10 a.m. Oh, you're in Nepal. Oh man. Yeah, it must be late. I'm sorry about that, man. Meme tanks. I'm sorry, man. You need to talk to Ritus right now. He's the one who could bring a meme tank. So how do you guys feel about for the next tournament I cast with Italian Spartacus that he has to have a Friar Tuck haircut, like he bald on the top with the hair on the sides, and then I have a mullet. If you guys can talk Italian Spartacus into doing Friar Tuck, then I will do a mullet. If you can make him do it and get his word, I will go mullet. Italian Spartacus would look so funny with the Friar Tuck. Yeah, Dr. Evil, just find it. There's plenty of people in the Discord who might be interested. Just find someone, start practicing with them, and then well, from there we can get you in. Dawi Ram Riders, oh my god. I think Invocation of Nehek heals Construct still. Yeah, I think it does. Matthew Giannotti just finished all 3 StarCraft 2 campaigns on Brutal. Took decades off your life. Yeah, I would imagine. In California, it's about 2:30 p.m., give or take. So the Eternal Challenger League is pretty much set. We're just going to be waiting for the dates of availability from everyone, and then it's going to probably be in February, the finals. I will do a mullet and a mustache if Italian Spartacus does Friar Tuck. I will. If you guys can talk him into doing Friar Tuck, I will do the stash, the worst stash you've ever seen, plus a mullet. I will straight up shave the front short and have it long in the back. I will go straight up Louisiana mullet. I'm not even joking. Yeah. Inhash, you were there, 5,000 subs? Yeah, that was a long time ago, huh? Doing this for almost 2 years now. It's sure. But he has to go with the Friar Tuck if I'm going to do that. I'm not going to be the only one whipping out the glory. So. Oh yeah. I could, if I went and shaved my haggard ass beard right now, you guys would see the mustache in all its glory. No, don't bombard him. Just kindly ask him maybe in stream chat. Let's go, champs. Come over. Oh my god. I want the mullet. Oh my god. I'll do the mullet. My hair's actually getting pretty long. I can almost get a mullet. Like 4 or 5 months of growing it from here, I could shave it into a mullet. I would have a party or business in the front, party in the back. So the front would just be like a very like kind of traditional, like, you know, up like this, and then the back would just be like a full long mullet. Yeah. I think there's plenty of goblins in the game. Goblins have a lot of good stuff. Oh, I don't know if I have enough time to grow a mullet. I don't know when it's going to be, so. No, he needs to pull his weight. I can't be the only one bringing the 80, the glory, you know. He has to bring some too. My mustaches are so horrible, guys. Yeah, but Deacon, to be fair, I think it's equally bad to be growing like, no. It's equally bad to be growing a mullet. Like, if I shave my hair into a mullet, it basically like ruins my hair growth. Like, then I'm stuck with a mullet, or I have to get a short haircut. It's a commitment. Whereas Fire Tuck would probably only take like a month to grow, tops. And it's like you could just shave it right afterwards. I don't really like playing Steel Faith Overhaul. I don't think it's... I mean, I have nothing against it, but I prefer the vanilla experience as the game is intended and balanced, you know? SFO just makes it into a different game. A game which I don't know, really, so... Grimgor still sucks pretty bad, yeah. He sucks, for sure. The only thing that's good about Grimgor is the fact that he's tanky and he can stay in the fight for a while, so that allows your Wa to recharge easier. Whereas, like with Warzog, you have to be in like melee for it to recharge, so it's a little bit trickier since he's like, you don't want him in melee all the time. So, yeah, yeah, Dr. Evil, I did. Thank you, man. Dude, I have like 1980s leather jacket in my closet. I have the works for it. I will go all out on it. I mean, look, it's going to be almost impossible to bounce a 1v1 metagame around like 20 armies or whatever the like 30 different factions they're going to have. But that's what makes the game so cool. Yes, there's some imbalances, but like every faction can beat every other faction. Like there's some that are super hard, but it's pretty goddamn well balanced considering the circumstances, especially considering multiplayer isn't even the main focus of the game. I honestly, you got to give props. Like it is not easy. When I was at the last Ever Chosen, I got to meet some of the folks who handle the bouncing, and like, oh man, they have their hands full. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Fingerless gloves, sure. Yeah. Yeah, Grimgor is essentially a Wa battery. That's like one of his biggest strengths. So, Vampire Coast and the Empire facing off against the Vampire Counts and the High Elves. Pretty cool. Yeah, the Heirs of Carthage up 2-0 right now against the Rightful Kings. We'll see if the Rightful Kings can reclaim their place on the throne. I have no idea, Aiden. I really don't. Oh, hell yeah. Kurt Russell's awesome. The Thing is like one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And Big Trouble in Little what is that? My brain is just trouble. In Little China, that's right. I was about to say Little Tokyo because I was just in place in Los Angeles. But yeah, Kurt Russell's the man. I'm a big fan of Kurt Russell. I love like Escape from LA and Escape from New York. Those movies are so goddamn awesome. I haven't played the beta yet. No. Yeah, I mean, I think that I feel like if there is going to be powder coming in from this Vampire Coast and Empire army, I feel like it's going to be from Vampire Coast. And what does Vampire Coast lack that Empire has? What does Empire do better than Vampire Coast? Ask yourselves this. Heavy cav. They have Demogryph Knights. They have good heavy cav. Vampire Coast has none of that. So it's probably going to be a massive powder line and just zombies. And then it's going to be heavy cav from the Empire. That's my prediction without looking at the army. I have it covered up right now. Oh, the overlay is my dog Wookie. Yeah. Oh, Snake Plissken. See, I didn't remember his last name. That's dedication. 80s were... I was born in 88, but you know, I still grew up in like the early 90s watching all those 80s action movies like Commando and Rambo and all the Sly movies and Van Damme, and God damn, those were the golden days back when Steven Seagal wasn't a behemoth. Smokey and the Bandit. Oh my god. Yeah, Wookiee's been sent back to his rat's nest. All right, here we go. So we're here in the grand finals. Currently, the heirs of Carthage are up 2-0 right now. And they're here in game 3, potentially able to seize the victory if they're able to run over this force. But it's definitely looking like a pretty solid army here. So for the forces of the rightful kings, front line of zombies, one group of depth guard, which are going to be very solid at killing chaff units and spearmen. Those depth guard could carry the game like by themselves almost. A couple groups of halberds on the flanks. We are going to have a lot of summons coming in from the vampire fleet captain. So we have the Drowned Dead, and then Noctilus has Drowned Dead and Invocation of Nehek. So a ton of summons coming down, but no guns, strangely enough. Although, against High Elves, the guns probably aren't the best choice anyways, and vampire counts. I mean, I guess there's some targets, but... yeah, so just kind of a zombie-centric army, just going to be tar pitting, hopefully allowing those depth guard to really do the heavy lifting. So yeah, it's a pretty solid little force here. And for the Empire, it looks like it's going to be all heavy cap. So we have Balthazar Gelt with the Plague of Rust, which is going to be buttering things up for the depth guard probably. And we have Demogryph Knights with halberds, and more halberds. Yeah, so just anti-heavy here from the Empire, Cav. And for the forces of the Vampire Coast, it's just going to be summons and chaff, just kind of tar pitting all day. So for the armies of the heirs of Carthage, armies, meh, same thing. It looks like they have skeleton spears in the front line, so a lot of spears is definitely going to be very grim for the Empire. On top of that, we got Heinrich Kemmler, the meme lord himself, coming in with Krell. So Krell's going to be here to party. In the back, we have a couple Crypt Ghouls. Crypt Ghouls are actually going to be really good at killing the chaff of the Vampire Coast. So man, their army is just very, very solid here. A couple archers in the back. We got a couple of the Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. That is going to be it. So as far as armies go, just looking at this objectively, and the High Elf Lord, let's find out who it is. It's going to be Ilariel the Radiant. I feel like there's an advantage going on for the heirs of Carthage. I feel like their army is just very well rounded. They have chaff killing power. They have anti-heavy. There's no good targets for the Demogryph Knights. Nothing. There's like nowhere where they're going to get in and have like fun. Maybe against the Crypt Ghouls if they can get a good charge. Maybe they can kill Krell. But other than that, it's just spears everywhere. Like it's going to be pretty scary for sure. So start when ready. Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme was in the Street Fighter movie. Yeah, he plays like, it's so funny with his accent. He's like trying to play the most American character in the movie. Oh my God. Good times, good times. But yeah, I don't know. I would be really impressed if the Vampire Coast could win this one. The only thing that I think is going to go well for them is the fact that these depth guard, if he had gone like double depth guard or even triple, I think that could have been insanely strong against this army. But how can you know the Vampire counts aren't going to bring monsters or Terrorgeists or Vargulfs, right? So it's tough. But like this army doesn't have too many weaknesses. This army here from the heirs of Carthage, like I don't see any holes in its game that you could really exploit here. I mean, guns wouldn't be that effective because of the bows. Maybe just going like super wide with state troops would be very powerful. And then, you know, bringing, you know, crossbowmen and depth guard, that could actually be really, really strong, like to counter this army. But yeah, Kemmler's here. Kemmler's here, guys. He's here with the full vengeance of the Barrow Legion. Well, he's not actually Barrow Legion, but he could have gone Barrow Legion. That would have been fun. But that kind of gives away your pick, so you don't want to pick Barrow Legion. Maybe in a tabletop tournament you could pick Barrow Legion, but because your list can't change, obviously, from game to game. But yeah, the Street Fighter movie was great. That was a fun movie. I mean, it's super haggard, but come on, you gotta give it a break. It's not like, you know, a masterclass film. I mean, most 80s action movies weren't, right? Yeah, so here we go. Battle is underway here, and we're going to see if the Vampire Coast and the Empire can break through this formation of spears and skeletons. Like I said, I mean, the summons could be overpowering. Noctilus could be summoning on top of these bolt throwers here. Demogryph Knight should definitely just hide in the trees for the duration of this battle. Not duration of the battle, but for the beginning. They don't want to be taking those free shots there. So the Demogryph Knights are going to be hiding in the trees. The rest of the force is going to be advancing outwards, and looks like they're saying, good luck, have fun. So, King of the Dead and the Rightful Kings are going to be marching in with the zombies, basically 2v1 right now. The High Elf Archers are going to be very, very good against these guys. I mean, High Elf Archers tear apart these type of troops. So it looks like he's going to be stacking the depth guard on top of themselves, and in the meantime, Demogryph Knights are still hiding. At this point, they should probably advance. I think they got to like kind of engage at the same time. And Count Noctilus with a very deep downtown summon on top of this Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, so the deckhand mobs definitely going to do a good job of kind of chewing up the crew here, but yeah, that's going to buy some coverage for the Demogryph Knights to kind of charge. Although it looks like one of them is still shooting, so they are in the spray fire mode. There's also going to be a summon coming down from the Necromancer here, summoning some zombies to slow the advance. Very beautiful tactic. So summoning those 2 zombies here from the heirs of Carthage is basically going to halt this entire advance and allow them to be shot to pieces by arrows. The Depth Guard, in the meantime, are being focused with everything because they're like, the breadwinners here. They're just going to be, doing the heavy lifting. And if they get killed and gooned out, that's just game over, I think. Like, I don't know what the Nembregoth Knights can do. I mean, look how many spears are everywhere. And poison and just, I mean, that Tar Pit summon really good. King of the Dead got a beautiful summon back here. But the Crypt Ghouls, the Angry Golems are going to rush in to protect their High Elf Overlords. And yeah, they're going to be able to kill these zombie-powered deckhand mobs very, very quickly. So, Depth Guard are trying to engage. You can see the troops are pulling back. They're just like, fight us, fight us. They're going to be engaging against the spears, which is going to be very good. Noctilus, as well as the Vampire Fleet Captain, are rushing in. And the Empire is trying to get in with the Cav. Looks like the Cav might be trying to thread the needle right here. Oh, man, look at this. Ridus is trying to thread the needle. Oh, and he might get into the archers. No way. Oh, man. And he's able to get into the archer line with the Nembregoth Knights. Somehow, some way, he's threading the needle. This is going to be an extremely tactical game here. And it looks like there's going to be a zombie summon coming down right on top of those Nembregoth Knights, which is going to be rough. Noctilus summons another one, though. And the archers, for the most part, are shut down temporarily. But those demis need to just ride circles and just shut down the archers and all these other troops. Depth Guard, in the meantime, are fighting in the middle, but they're heavily outmatched. I mean, they're fighting against Krell. Big Daddy Krell coming in here with his karate chops. Depth Guard are healing a little bit. They've lost a couple models since last we looked, but archers in the back are still online, and Nembregoth Knights, I guess, are roaming around and trying to find some homes. These ones are pretty healthy. These ones are a little bit beat up. Looks like they've each lost about 2 models, which is a little bit tough, but yeah, here come the Nembregoth Knights with halberds. So, oh man, that Vampire Fleet Captain is getting spanked by Krell. Look at him. Krell's like, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Oh, Vampire Fleet Captain, you need to run. Krell's coming. Oh, how fast is Krell? 33 against the... Krell's a little bit slower, but not by much. So that Vampire Fleet Captain needs to get to the cover of those halberds and just scurry away because Krell's coming for him hard. Bounce bar is pretty even. Nembregoth Knights have actually been put to good use with efficient micro kind of weaving through the seams here. But yeah, look at that. You can see Nembregoth Knights like falling to the spears and Heinrich Kemmler. That is not a good use of those guys. I mean, they're literally fighting zombie summons, which is like so inefficient. I mean, it's not his fault. There just isn't too many good targets. I mean, if he could get the Nembregoth Knights up and around the back here and maybe start pressuring these archers and these 2 bolt thrower crews, that could be super cost effective. But you can see here, those ones are broken off. These ones are still going. Balthazar Gelt is fighting in the pits, doing all he can. Depth Guard are getting close to their healing cap, and they're being focused down. And yeah, looks like some of the Nembregoth Knights might be able to bull rush through. Balance of power is starting to go in the favor of the heirs of Carthage, though. You can see it's slowly trickling away as the Depth Guard and the other troops just kind of waver a little bit. But here come Nembregoth Knights getting into the back line. They do crush this bolt thrower crew here for a moment, but it doesn't look like they fully commit. I think some of their models are actually trapped back here in this engagement, and the Depth Guard doing a very good job cleaning up those spearmen there, but nonetheless, they've still just been taking a heavy pounding. So Nembregoth Knights might not even be able to force their way through because there's just so many like spears and just annoying units for them everywhere. Crypt Ghouls can even poison them. Not necessarily kill them quick, but yeah, it's hard to say. Anyways, Necromancer here getting pounded pretty bad. So the Necromancer for the heirs of Carthage being taken out by the Vampire Fleet Captain, or Count Noctilus actually. Noctilus really, trying to put this game on his back here, just carrying and summoning and doing everything he can. Balthazar Gelt basically just running away from Skeleton Spearmen. Plague of Rust definitely not terribly useful here. Doesn't seem like there's too many applications. I mean, a big AoE final transmutation would be very, very good on these like blobs and things like that, but the Empire Cav need to get into the back line and shut down some of these other troops. I mean, they're just tar-pitted all day, and it is not a good situation for them. So, Depth Guard, are they still fighting? That is the question. It looks like the Vampire Fleet Captain is here. He's still summoning. I think Depth Guard completely crumbled from some of the focus fire. The Bolt Thrower crews are offline. Both of them, I think, are shut down. So there was some pretty effective summons from Noctilus, able to kind of temporarily halt those guys. Balthazar Gelt really not contributing much to the game here, just trying his best. He's just running about and basically being chased off by skeleton spears, which is rough. Big Daddy Krell is starting to dissipate, but it looks like he's paid his dues. I think he was quite helpful in beating down some of the leadership and also putting an initial hurt on some of those Vampire Depth Guard. But some of the Nembregoth Knights are getting into the cookie jar a bit, but every time they get on a good target, they're just inundated by spears and Crypt Ghouls. They're poisoned. I mean, they're just having a really, really bad time. Their speed is 57, which is pretty damn slow. But in the back, I mean, Ridus is doing a great job. I mean, he's trying the best he can. He does get the Nembregoth Knights back here, and they're going to be charging down these archers, which is great. Getting rid of some of these threats is going to be quite helpful. And I don't know if the summons are going to be able to carry them. I'm sure that there's quite a few summons left from Noctilus with his Wrath's Moondial. But Krell's coming in. Big Daddy Krell's kind of waddling his way in there, guys. Nembregoth Knights finally getting into the open and able to chase down some good targets. And maybe if they can shut down all the archers, they could maybe start to cycle charge and get some good value in that respect. But it looks like this Bolt Thrower crew is actually back online, which is rough. Krell's actually chasing Noctilus with his, all of his might here, doing some serious work. But let's see if Count Noctilus can get in there and get a summon off. It looks like he's going to be dropping one maybe, or at the very least running over there. He's probably been, yeah, look at that. Very, very good play by Wicked D. He's able to actually pull off this This, sorry, one of my dogs just like sprinted through the kitchen. The Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower crew is actually able to pull away from the artillery by dropping it and get away from Noctilus. So Noctilus in the meantime is going to be chasing the Everqueen, but she's greeted, you know, defended by all these Spearmen here, so it's going to be tough. Noctilus maybe going to be using a summon here. Doesn't look like it quite yet. A beautiful heal. So Earthblood going down, healing up Krell as well. So Krell getting a little bit of a boost to his life here. Demogryph Knights on the back still kind of harassing, but these other Demogryph Knights basically just, you know, fighting Spearmen here. So you can see here that Ritus does notice this, and he's going to be pulling those guys back. And the other Demogryph Knights on the far side, yeah, just kind of cleaning up this Bolt Thrower crew. They're able to catch it, which is great. I just don't think they have enough. I think that Noctilus is going to run out of steam. The summons are going to run out of steam. The Jade Wizard for Ritus is getting taken out. Yeah, all the leadership's getting taken out. The Empire, you know, he had plenty of answers for mass, right? Like, if there was any vampiric monsters, his army would have been great. But in this army composition, I just feel like he didn't have, you know, tools against, you know, like Demogryph Knights just really weren't able to pay for themselves. Like 9 kills on those ones against like this army and 45 here. I mean, yeah, it's really, really just not good. So from here, it looks like the Heirs of Carthage are probably going to take this 3-0 here, which is going to be, you know, pretty solid stuff. Very, very powerful gameplay here. Count Noctilus is going to be charging in, trying to go after the Heinrich Kemmler man himself. Don't know if he's going to have too much success there, but he's going to be trying his little heart out to get in there. Archer shooting in against Count Noctilus. Noctilus looks like he's going to be using his probably one of his last summons, I would imagine. The bounce power is so heavily in the favor of the Heirs of Carthage. The defensive build from Heinrich Kemmler with Krell and the Crypt Ghouls to really just mulch down the state troops plus the zombies was a beautiful play. Demogryph Knights in the meantime looks like they're going to be getting a heal. So the Jade Wizard did come back. That heal is definitely going to help a little bit in terms of the bounce power, but yeah, there's just so many spears everywhere. Like the Demogryph Knights have no home. Count Noctilus is fighting here, but he's honestly just going to be probably dragged down. The Alarielle, the Pigeon Queen, well, she's without her pigeon now, but she's just going to be running about, just looking all glorious. And Krell is just, Heinrich Kemmler is probably just cackling here. You can see that Count Noctilus comes in with his giant halberd spear thing and is able to do some okay damage to Heinrich Kemmler there, but they're going to get slapped with army losses. Demogryph Knights are getting dragged down, and these ones in the distance, they're trying to save Balthazar Gel, but really they're just taking bolt thrower fire. There just isn't too many good situations for these guys. So, yeah, what a game. What a build, too. That was a solid build. Very, very good build from those guys. I know, strong showing indeed. That's going to be it. Army losses is going to kick in a moment, and Heirs of Carthage. Remember, this finals is best of 5, and they took the series 3-0, it looks like. 3-0. Yeah. That was some solid stuff. Clearly, these guys have played some 2v2 together. They have some synergies and some builds that they know work pretty well. And yeah, that was really good. Very, very good stuff. Archers are going to be shooting in, cleaning up the last of the Demogryph Knights as they shatter off the battlefield, and really now it's just Count Noctilus versus the world. The Vampire Coast, you know, had some tools there, right? They had the summons on top of the archers, and honestly, the Vampire Coast army did pretty good, but I just think the Empire was more prepared for monsters, and there were none. There were just spears, and they really couldn't do anything. Demogryph Knights really just didn't pay for themselves. A super wide Empire army probably would have been able to do a little bit better there, but what can you do? You can't win them all. GG, well played. Yeah, Krell did a great job. Krell was able to karate chop the Vampire fleet captain. He was able to do good work against Depth Guard. Krell definitely made Khorne proud this day, so yeah, 2v2s are a very different game for sure. Yeah. Yep. Highlander 3, the worst movie of all time. It's basically just going to be Count Noctilus just like fighting in the pits here. He's like, I'm not going out quietly, but he's going to get slapped with army losses here in a moment. I'm surprised he hasn't already, but because literally there's nothing left except him. And there's 2 full health lords. Like, army losses kicks in a lot later actually in these 2v2s, but yeah, you guys can go tell Heir of Carthage that his representatives won the tournament. You should, yeah, go tell him that on his next video. That'd be fun. Yeah, Count Noctilus is trying his little heart out. I don't think there's anything else left. It's just Noctilus. He's just yelling. He's like, Count Noctilus, as he's just fighting in there. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Let's see what chat says. GG. Yeah, those are some great games. I mean, we had some really, you know, every series today. Well, I don't want to spoil it because there might be some people who haven't seen the earlier ones. But yeah, I mean, all the series were pretty, I mean, good games across the board. But, you know, certain teams dominated for sure. I know, I'm surprised we didn't see Doom Wheels. Doom Wheels are really good in a small format. But that army with the High Elf and Vampire Count army was so good. I mean, it was like such a hard counter to the other build. The Heart of Averlorn going down. How is Noctilus not broken? How is he, like, not army lost? I don't get it. It's so weird. Are they, like, running some mod that turns it off? Dwarves had an okay showing earlier, but it wasn't the best, yeah. I have a feeling Gotrek and Felix will be added to the game someday. They're too iconic not to. I think it might be like a free LC way down the road or something. Yeah, Grumpy Cat being super grumpy. So let me go ahead and update the scoreboard. So guys, that's going to be it. So the heirs of Carthage are going to be taking the grand finals here in today's tournament, the 2v2 Gotrek and Felix tournament, with a convincing 3-0 over the rightful kings, who put up a great fight in all of their games. But alas, you know, that build was just a hard counter, right? You had mass spears, you had summons to match the summons of the Vampire Coast, Crypt Ghouls to kill the Chaff, you had Krell plus Focus Fire to kill the Depth Guard. The Cav couldn't do anything. There were too many spears. I mean, Rydas did a very good job. He did the best he could with what he had, but really, I mean, there was just too many counters against their army. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, that was really, really good. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. The grand finals. The grand finals of today's tournament is going to be going to the heirs of Carthage, his loyal champions. They did a great job. So that was quite a bit of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Again, big thanks to all of you guys for joining. Also, thank you guys so much for your generous donations from Dr. Evil, Toussaint, Philip, we got Al Turing, Major Kong, Thomas Jones, DJ, CD Brad, Akanai, Jonathan Butcher, Akanai again for the sponsorship. And then on PayPal, we have Steven, Anthony, and then we also have Jason Denny. So guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I don't know. I think a Steam Tank might not be bad. Yeah, it really might not be. Yeah, the deckhand mobs did pretty good. I mean, those guys carried their weight, but I mean, they were fighting, you know, pretty chaffy skeleton warriors, right? So, but yeah, the Demogryph Knights just couldn't. They didn't have any good targets. It was hard. I mean, Rydas did the best he could. He did the best he could, but there was just no good targets for them. I was actually expecting vampire monsters. I was expecting maybe like a Terrorgeist or some Bargulfs or something, but yeah, there was just no targets for them. Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, both teams, yeah, Alo had a lot of summons as well in the Necromancers, but there was also a ton of summons here from the Vampire Fleet Captain and Noctilus, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. Yeah. Where's your dignity? That's Rydas. That's funny. All right, guys. Big thanks for joining today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. That was a super fun match. And we will be seeing you guys. There may be a stream tomorrow. I might get a little bit crazy depending on how my hands feel, but if there's not a stream tomorrow, there will be one the following weekend. I do at least one stream every weekend, so there will be some good times. So guys, thank you so much for joining. That was a super fun tournament. Big thanks to all of the glorious teams for their participation today, and we will see you guys in the next couple days. All right, cheers, guys. Yeah, and I'll look into Magic D. I will look into kind of announcing them a little bit ahead of time, but it's kind of random because it depends on my. But guys, thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time. Take care.